Hi, everybody, and welcome to the next session, session number 7 of Heart of the Empire, a Fantasy Flight Games Star Wars tabletop RPG. This game, this campaign, is brought to you by the Tides of Change role-playing game club, which is a club on Facebook that you can go to, and it's a great community. We have a lot of fun playing in a ton of games. It's a great time. And it also features an interesting thing called the Tides of Change. And what happens is that on a queue by myself or the GM, there'll be a point where the players will be able to enact a change in the story. And what happens is that we vote, we take it to the community, and you, as the community, will vote, and the best one will change the story entirely, which in absolutely no way confuses and takes away all the hard-working prep that I've done. But hey, Star Wars. So, joining me today are, would normally be 4. We're just waiting on one player, but we decided that we'll just kind of carry on through, and then I'm sure Kojamal will be showing up rather soon. But with us right now we have 3 amazing players, and I'll start from my left to right. First we have Dennis. Dennis, if you could introduce yourself and your character.
Hello, as he said, I'm Dennis. That didn't change in that 2 seconds. The character that I will be playing tonight is, Varric Mar. Basically, he was raised as an assassin, found out that the elders of the order were deceiving him and the others, and were actually working for the Empire for money. So he left, and to gain information about what was going on, found himself joined up with the rebellion, which some might say have worked out, some might say have not, as he's found himself in a series of messes, but it's been a lot of fun along the way, so we shall see. Things are about to pick up in this episode.
I don't know what you're talking about. If I remember correctly, the last time we left off, we were all about to have a picnic on Chandrila. But that's cool. You know what? We can try this attack and doom thing too. I'm good with that. So next up we have Gabe. Gabe, to introduce yourself and your character.
Hey everybody, this is Gabe B. I'll be playing for you Mercer, a rebellion soldier who has found himself in a predicament with 4 other fellow members and another one that has found his way somewhere else to help the team. And we are on a mission, and I am going to help push things along to, make sure we get our mission done in one way or another, if it's for the good or if it's mistakes after mistakes to learn.
Because there is either succeeding or there is learning. I couldn't agree more with that. Last but certainly not least, the greatest cosplayer in the history of Star Wars, Tides of Change. John, if you could introduce yourself, your character, and plug all the appropriate things.
Okay, I am John from Red Dice Diaries, and I'll be playing the Quarren Celine Naval during this session, who's looking forward to finally getting behind the cockpit of a sort of decent fighter craft and sticking it to the Empire good and proper.
Right on. So before we jump in, it's been a while. It's actually been a fair while since we've revisited the Heart of the Empire, Havoc Squad, and their adventures on Thyferra. So we'll kind of bring it into a little bit of a recap. You gentlemen came to Thyferra as one of the clandestine Unit 88's device components are being collected here. The Bacta that is used in this implant that seems to be able to mind control rebels and rebel leaders. potentially completely turning the tide of the struggle between the Empire and the Rebellion, and almost being able to crush the Rebellion underfoot without even firing a shot. As you made your way down, you met a young woman named Morbo, who owns a bar of her name. You found out that she is working for the Rebellion, kind of out of her very luxurious bar in the Zapic. I'm sorry, but Thyferran names are just a very, very difficult thing. Excuse me, the Zoltan district. You, after speaking with her, you were also surprised to find Agent 52 there undercover, wishing to speak with you and letting you know that although you are not on the same side, currently you both share enemies, and that gives you kind of an unintended friendship with this individual. Morbo asked you to deliver a skiff, a package, to some friends of hers out in the jungle. Upon flying through the lush and thick jungles of Thyferra, you managed to find a group of natives there known as the Black Claw Saboteurs. And you, speaking with their leader, Ziktar, you managed to find out that the package was a large collection of explosive ordnance that amazingly did not explode as you were flying, or as you were going to the intended rendezvous point. On your way back, you met one of the most deadliest species on the planet, the Blood Eagle. The Blood Eagle, due to the luckiest shot in the history of lucky shots, Kojamal, the Weequay Saboteur, managed to throw a grenade directly into the mouth of the Blood Eagle, blowing it to pieces, but unfortunately, due to the explosion, also caused your vehicle to crash. Stranded in the jungle, you managed to slowly find purchase, gathering in a camp, when you were greeted once again by the Black Claw Saboteurs, these Vratics, and they managed to bring you food, rations, and water, and stay with you until a very secretive, I guess, group of rebel infiltrators came, rescued you, and brought you back to the top secret base on Thyferra, which is a kind of a communications hub where they monitor and transfer communications to rebel fleets, intercept Imperial communiques to try and understand their plans, and also basically cause general mayhem between the Imperials and the Bacta cartels. It is there that you met Colonel Ixan Traylor, a Twi'lek commander who was head of the listening post. He explained to you that what they had, and upon telling him what this group, this Unit 88, was doing, he immediately scanned and checked his personnel for signs of the implant, finding none due to the secrecy of the base. They were lucky in that way, and you guys began to formulate a plan to take back the Bacta from Unit 88 or destroy it, and hopefully, if possible, steal some Bacta for the rebels. So right now, oh, and excuse me, Well, I'm sorry. As you were trying to get kitted out, the quartermaster for the group or for this base, one gentleman by the name of Arbel has decided that being the quartermaster for a listening post was probably about damn near about the most boring job they could possibly do. So he's decided that upon completion of this mission, he wishes to join you, which you have all accepted. And of course, upon accepting, he gave you guys various goodies and other bits so that you guys can continue the fight. And now you had just settled in to some barracks that have been provided by Colonel Ixan, and now you are able to get some rest before starting or beginning this trick with the mission. So, without further ado, we shall begin the next session, or this session, session 7 of Heart of the Empire. Your eyes are focused on what's in front of you, and what's in front of you is the beautiful city stretched out before you is just nothing but towers and just people walking like skiffs, shooting down the streets, and all you can feel is the acceleration of this vessel before you. It is like unlike nothing. Every time you sit in it, you can feel this rush, this adrenaline, this power that you are sitting in. Everything is moving so quick. Like, you have never moved so fast in your life. Zipping down, pitching the vehicle down into a straight. You feel like you are headed straight for the ground. And just before you're about to crash, you pitch the ship up in a tight yaw and a tight turn. You bring it straight up to a point where all you see is blue, just nothing but beautiful blue. It goes up and up and up, and finally, just as you feel that your prey is about to pass you by, you corkscrew, twist the ship up straight on, and then head down, straight down. You have your aiming reticle targeted. The ship is bang on. You can almost make out the pilot as you begin to fire, and you see your green medium lasers just punching holes through this X-wing, blasting it apart. The pilot almost flying out of the ship. You see this pilot, this lesser person who clearly is not your equal, look up at you for just a moment, and his tentacles floating as he begins to plummet towards the planet. With a smile, you carry on, shooting left, right. The massive blood eagles scatter, fly away from you as you pass through, firing at a few that are getting too close to you as you begin to settle on another X-wing. And it is then you wake up. The items in your room fall as if they were floating in midair. They just collapse. They hit the ground. They clatter all across the place. And Celine, you wake up with a start. Your face is covered in sweat.
So I imagine when I wake up, I'll be like, oh! And I'll sort of sit bolt upright in the cot or whatever passes for a bed in this small installation that we're installed in. Sort of mop my brow a bit, and then I don't know if we're all in the same bunk room or are we in separate rooms.
If memory serves me correctly, I believe you were all in one. They had a large
Okay.
bunk for enough for the four of you.
Okay, so I don't know if my shouting and my sort of sitting bolt upright will have woke up anyone, but I'll sort of be looking around to, first of all, just to check that the other members of Havoc Squad are okay. And obviously check to see whether any of them are awake. Because I'll be a bit disorientated at first, having just sort of burst out of this dream, and I'll be sort of looking around just to reassure myself of where I am.
No problem. And if any of you are awake, or if any of you woke up with a start to his sound, you guys feel free to just role play it out.
What? What's going on? Why are you making all this noise?
You'll see I'm sort of like mopping this sweat off my brow with like the edge of my sleeve, and I'll be like, "Oh, Mercer, I had this horrible dream. It was about the attack that we're planning for," and I'll sort of check my timepiece that we're planning for later on today. I saw myself get. It was almost like that time when I saw the Firebird attacking us in the skiff, where I sort of knew it was going to happen almost before it did. I saw myself getting shot down by someone in some sort of craft. I don't know exactly which one.
Wait.
It was so realistic.
Is that why you had us look up when we did and there was nothing there? Because you thought you saw something? That bird that attacked us?
Yes, while we were driving there, I was obviously piloting the skiff. Wasn't terribly difficult before it got blew up, but not terribly difficult. I was sort of daydreaming, I suppose, as I was going along, and I suddenly had this image as though I was in the bird's place and I was looking down at us, and it was so real that when I sort of came to myself, I kept looking up, and obviously at first nothing happened, but well, you know the rest. We were eventually attacked by one of those birds, and it happened just like I imagined it.
Celine, let's talk a little lower before someone puts you in the infirmary for being crazy. For one thing,
I'll sort of look around and then realise I've been sort of talking in quite a loud, like semi-hysterical voice, and I'll be like, "Oh yeah, so sorry about that, Mercy, but it was so unnerving and so realistic. I could almost feel the heat from the lasers as I was shooting down the X-wing."
All right, so let's say everything you thought you saw was true. You saw us being attacked by a bird, and there was a problem with the mission. What part of the mission was the problem? We need to know that. We need to change that.
Okay, well,
Varric, I'll throw my pillow in Varric's direction to wake him up, hopefully. We need to have more knowing what's going on, so that way we can change anything that went wrong.
It hits an empty bunk, and a disembodied voice from the shadows says, "How long have you been having these visions?"
Well, it started not long after we arrived at this world. The dream I had about the bird was the first time I was aware of it. And then it's just happened again now with this dream about being shot down by someone. It was like I was in their place and I was watching everything they were doing, but it all seemed so real.
So was it you that was shot down, or someone else that was shot down?
Yes, I saw as the X-wing blew apart as I shot it. I saw myself fall out over the X-wing. The person I was in the dream was chasing after the X-wing. It was obviously after I'd gone and lured the birds with the X-wing, because they were all about us, and this person shot me down first, and then he was whoever he was taking pot shots at the flame birds. There were loads of them.
This is why I prefer to keep my feet on the ground.
So it was another X-wing chasing you. That means there's some kind of mole.
I don't know if it was an X-wing. I was inside. Actually, Mike, given that I've got a great experience of flying various ships, would I have any idea what sort of ship I was in from the cockpit configuration?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely can tell of the standard octagonal viewport that is a TIE ship. You don't know what kind of TIE ship. You're not 100%, but you definitely know it was a TIE vessel. It was an Imperial vessel.
Okay, so I'll answer and I'll say, well, I'm not sure. Like I say, it was all a bit unnerving, but I think from what I remember of the controls that it was some sort of TIE fighter or Imperial fighter craft that this person was in. So I'd guess they were some part of the planetary defenses or planetary air force. It wasn't an X-wing. I was shooting the X-wing.
All right, well, that's definitely something we need to change in the plan, unless that is what you want to happen.
Well, no, personally, to be honest, I'd rather not be shot down by some mad fool in a TIE fighter.
All right, good answer, because I need you around.
Perhaps this warning will be enough to prepare you.
Oh, maybe. But it was strange. If the vision I had of the Flamebirds anything to go by, it didn't happen at the time I was expecting it to. And I did wonder afterwards whether me continually looking up led to me making some of the mistakes that led to us getting in that situation in the first place. Would it have happened if I hadn't have had that strange dream in the first place? I don't know. It's all a bit beyond me, to be honest.
Well, I think for now we have two things we need to get done. I'm gonna kind of look on the wall or anything for a timeline of what time in the morning it is. It's still dark, bright, coming up.
There's a small window. You can just see that dawn is beginning to kind of poke through. Some rays of kind of like just some rays of gold and red are beginning to try and filter itself through the trees, but the canopy is rather thick, so it is a little bit difficult for the sun to come through. But you could probably tell it's somewhere in the very early morning.
Well, we have two things we need to get done. Got prepping we need to do. We need you and Kojima. Kojima. Report, soldier. And kind of like, well, you need to take him and go speak with the Black Claw. Beric, I'm going to need to follow you on this. We need to find out where this Bacta is being held. And I believe you're the best person, from what I can tell, and I need to learn from that if I'm not going to hold you back. I won't be of any use with the other two in the other place, so.
Very well. I'm sure that we can make it work.
And I'll go ahead and finish getting ready. And
All right, so if you guys are gonna kind of get ready and kind of walk out and kind of meet the day, you run in as the door opens. You kind of run into Colonel Ixan, who is actually on his way to see you. Oh, I see you're awake. Well, I'm happy to know about that. Just to let you folks know, we've been trying to intercept some communications in between the Imperials in Warehouse District 183 Bravo. We haven't found anything in particular out of the ordinary, but what I would like you at least to know is that there are some, well, it's quite a large complement of soldiers in there. When we went through the communication logs, we figured out that there's probably somewhere to the effect of 30 stormtroopers, two stormtrooper sergeants, and we heard the distinct footfalls of at least 2 ATSTs. They must be the medium to heavy armor. Whatever's going on in that warehouse district, I'll tell you right now, it's something important.
Colonel Trailer, would that also include a TIE fighter or two?
No, TIE fighters are usually part of the Zaxlux City garrison. The Imperials have lent out some TIE fighters, some couple of TIE bombers, maybe even a TIE interceptor too, but I don't even want to think about those. We haven't seen much in that way. I'm not going to lie to you. Our X-Wings, well, they're not mainly used for lots of sorties and other attacks. We only use them when the Bantha voodoo hits the fan, if you know what I mean. When things go real bad, and we have to get out in a hurry. Well, we have 3 X-Wings on standby to help escort a couple of escaped vehicles out of here. And, of course, we blow this place sky high.
When it's time for Celine to do his rendezvous, I'm hearing from a very reliable source whose name I won't release that there may be TIE fighter action going on, and we could probably use their help.
Well, what I'm going to do, because we have 3 TIE fighters, and obviously Celine is going to be piloting one of them, I can have 2 good co-pilots on standby. Both of them are a little quirky, but they are ready to fly. They'll gladly be your wingmen. As a matter of fact, when I first told them about the sortie, they were so damn excited, they started repainting all 3 X-Wings. It's a little bit strange, and, well, they're a little bit strange, but they'll serve well. They're good pilots, and you'll be happy to have them on your side.
Thank you, sir.
Not a problem. Also, we've been hearing a bit of chatter. The garrison itself, at least in the warehouse district, they've been getting strange reports of sounds out in the jungle. Something about explosions and other such craziness. So we're going to have to try and keep this place not on lockdown, but keep it very quiet. So if you boys have to go anywhere, especially if you have to go anywhere in an X-Wing, well, I suggest you just try and fly pretty high. Make sure that no Imperial eyes get a good bead on you. We managed to keep this place quiet for a long time, and we plan on keeping it that way. If this place were to fall, rebellion communications all around the area are going to have a real hard problem, if you know what I'm saying. So we are taking you boys in, so kindly respect the fact that we want to be nice and quiet around here.
And apologies for making an extra hardship on you. I understand the work that you guys have been doing out here, and having us come out and show who you are, where you're at, would not be good for anybody.
I couldn't agree more, and trust me, after what you boys did on Bestine, if you can pull that off here and really stick it to the Empire hard in their attacks on, well, the shipment of Bacta, I can't tell you what's in all those warehouses, but at least I can tell you what's in the damn places. Now, the only other thing is they probably have surveillance droids, basically a small flying camera. Probably just do a standard patrol, especially with the stormtroopers. So you might want to be a little bit careful. What we can do is we can try and see if we can get the Black Claws, if you can, to try and hook up some kind of an ion bomb.
And I'll point to Salen and Kojima. That'll be sailing and Kojima on that detail.
All right. Well, Coach Jamal and Celine. Well, Celine, you're going to be busy flying that X-wing to go to go bring some feathered friends with you. But Coach Jamal, it's probably going to be up to you. See if you can get the Black Claw saboteurs if they have some type of an EMP weapon. If they can disable all those security droids, well, at least surveillance droids, and any possible outside cameras, that'll go a long way to helping you boys out. So I would highly suggest that, if possible, you get in there and you give it your best.
Sir, we're also hoping that I'm also relying on Kojima getting the location of a nest of one of these Firebirds types from the Black Claws. They seem to know a lot about them.
Well, we can't blame you there. We don't really know a lot about it ourselves, but we're obviously not from this world. Just to take it out of game for a sec, because I was going to try and type it, but Devin, if you're having a problem with sound, I would suggest like dropping out and coming back in again, because sometimes that's all it takes. It's, hey Google, sort this out, huh? Anyway.
Don't we have an ally in the gaming community who works for Google now?
I don't know. Do we?
Lloyd?
Yeah, Lloyd, yeah.
Oh,
I don't know that he works there anymore. I think he got a different job.
he probably did. Probably like, in a way. So now his soul isn't getting destroyed. All right, Devin.
How about now?
Oh, there we go.
It is.
Oh, finally. Sorry about that.
No, don't be. That's good.
New computer setup, so gotta get that sorted out.
I can definitely tell your camera is 100 times better. No, I think your camera. No, seriously, I think your camera looks 100 times better, especially the fact that you're coming in at like 720, and you're all the way out in Korea. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a lot better now. Okay.
But we digress. Well, boys, I do wish you luck. We can give you what you need. Pilots, starfighters, even extra weapons here and there. Not much. We're a listening post. We're not a full-on barracks. I suppose, if given the time, I could try and muster up a few extra soldiers. They won't be doing much, and trust me, they're not much as far as soldiers. But if you need something done, and if you need an exit guarded, you can count on them.
Thank you, sir.
Noted.
But I'll tell you right now, I don't want to risk any of my men. If I'm sending them out to help you guys fight, I'll tell you right now, you're not going to be sending them in just to die.
That would be correct. Don't want to leave some mental geeks out in the middle of something they're not used to. Just like you want me on a computer trying to fix it and figure out what's going on with it.
Well, fair enough. And that being said, I'm sure that Ziktar fellow is going to tell you the same damn thing. Those men will fight for you. The Black Claws are feared throughout Zaxlok City. But they're not martyrs, and they're not going to die needlessly. So if they're going to help you, well, you better make damn sure that they have a way of fighting without just throwing their lives away.
One more thing. Since you have your intel on your people, do you have someone in your employ named Zach or Zed? Someone, and I'll look at the others like, what was his name again? You know, that dock worker?
Zach or Zed?
Zach.
Oh!
His name was Zach.
I know. I'm just...
Zach. No, actually, honestly, I can't say that we've ever had anything like that. Why do you ask?
Well, because something was itching the back of my head that I just couldn't scratch. And I remembered something, that implants were put on rebel decoys. And we met someone who actually worked as a docking worker with the Imperials. Now, why would they need an implant on their own people? It's just something that's been bothering me, and it just came up.
Well, I mean, if I were to venture a guess, well, dock workers have access to incoming and outgoing goods. There's a good chance that this poor schlep has probably just enough of a clearance. He can get into some sensitive areas holding goods. And all it takes is one quick swipe or one quick change on a computer. After all, if these are Imperial agents who are taking over these minds of these poor people, they probably have excellent slicing capabilities. They could probably slice in, and suddenly something that was headed towards some Bacta that was headed towards a planet of much-needed people from a disaster suddenly now goes to an Imperial garrison on Coruscant.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
But worst case scenario, we'll try and keep this in mind. The big question is, and this is my question, is how are these being utilized? There's got to be a central hub somewhere. There's got to be some type of a hidden Imperial base where these people can be monitored. These people can be accessed like a computer.
It's a little harder than you think. There's 3 prime components, and nobody's working with each other, and the detail is so classified even amongst themselves that they could be working in one of these places and not even know it. I don't even want to think about it at this point. I know where you're coming from, Colonel, but the problem is, right now, we're here. This is one component. We need to keep our mind on what's going on now.
No, I couldn't. Don't blame me there. Well, I'm heading out to check out the incoming data this morning. Code Jamal, we have a communication area set up for you. Remember from last we spoke that you'll probably need to try and talk to Ziktar. So we have communique ready, waiting for him on standby, just for you. All you gotta do is just head down, a few doors on the right. You can get yourself ready right there.
That's excellent, sir. Thank you.
All right. Well, gentlemen, good hunting. And he turns and he walks towards the kind of the main communications area.
And as he turned, I salute him.
And he returns it.
Okay, I suggest we go over the plan quickly one more time. So we have Kojamal speaks to Ziktar and the Black Claw, see if he can find out the location of the Flamebird's nests, and also whether he can arrange for them to provide a suitable distraction by attacking the Imperial base at a distance, not to overtake it, just to provide an additional distraction. If they take heavy fire, they should fall back. We don't want them getting killed. Whilst that's going on, Varric, I believe you were going to try and infiltrate the base and find out where the stash is that we're looking for.
Correct.
Okay. Now, Mercer, are you going with Varric on that, or?
That would be correct.
Excellent. While you're doing that, I'll get the X-Wing ready, and I'll pass out, I'll sort of hold a piece of paper and I'll say, if you all synchronize your comm links to this signal, I'm going to set my comm link to it as soon as I get in the X-Wing. That way I'll be able to keep you all apprised of what's going on, and we'll all be able to talk to each other. And I'll sort of fiddle with my personal comm link. So once I get the word from Kojamal, as soon as it starts going dark, I'm going to head out, hopefully attract the Flamebirds. I can then lead them back to the Imperial base, which will hopefully cause chaos. If Varric and Mercer have found out the location of the Bacta during the chaos, sneak in with Kojamal as well if you can. Get what we need, get out. Kojamal can light the place up when you leave. Again, as much chaos as possible. We can then withdraw and we can see what we have and hopefully get out of there while they're still figuring out what's going on.
Do we
given
want the
the-
Black Claw to? Do we want the Black Claw to attack the turbo lasers or the ATST stations?
They're just really
Or
there
should we
as a
do that
distraction.
ourselves?
Wherever they think they can cause the most distraction, the most chaos, I'm not really expecting them to cause any great damage to the ATSTs or the lasers. If you can take any of them out, Kojima, with your explosives, by all means feel free to do so. I won't shed any tears for them, but don't put yourself or the mission at risk to do so. If you can do it and still get out, or better yet, cover the others getting out, go for it.
I'm currently lacking any explosives at the moment, but
Go and have a word with the quartermaster, see if he can sort you any out. We seem to be in good stock with him at the minute, since we're giving him a new, fresh job after this whole affair's over with.
maybe I can commandeer something from the Black Claw as well if they have all of the rebel explosives.
That's it. Have a word with them about this ion bomb thingy as well.
Mhm.
Now, what I also wouldn't mind, I was going to ask you about this, Kojima, but you've already sort of answered my question. Obviously, we can't, as the commander said, we can't really afford to have this be traced back to the rebel base. Now, hopefully, if I leave the flame birds over there whilst they're dealing with the flame birds, I can make good my escape. Hopefully causing a bit of chaos on the way, cut loose with the lasers on the X-Wing. Given the dream I've had and the possibility of TIE fighters, though, I can't rule out the chance that I'm going to run into some air cover, and with the best will in the world, me and two others who I don't even know, in some old-ass X-Wings that have probably seen far, far better days, we're not going to stand up to the finest the Imperial Navy's got to offer. But we can't afford to have this linked back to us. What I'm going to suggest is, if we can requisition some explosives from the quartermaster, we have an explosive rigged up in each of the X-Wings as a last resort. Whatever happens, if the worst does happen, we can't afford to be taken captive and have the location of this rebel base be tortured out of us by the Imperials.
Just make sure you're not in that X-Wing when it goes down. That's all I care about.
Be assured I'll do my best to make sure that's not the case. If it is the case, though, I'd rather go out like that on my own terms than be captured by the Imperials, tortured into revealing your location so that they can capture you guys as well. But like I said, that's a last resort, but we need to consider it, especially given the weird dream I've had. I can't shake the feeling that this isn't going to be quite the smooth sailing mission that we were all hoping for. But we've all got our initial assignments now. Is everyone happy with what your roles are at the moment?
Affirmative.
That would be correct.
Okay. Okay, well, I'm going to stay here in the X-Wing. I'll boost the comm signal from there to keep you all in touch with each other. If you all head off on your various assignments, I'll be with the other two pilots getting the X-Wings ready. As soon as it goes dark, as long as we have the information we need, that's when I'll set off towards the Flamebird nest, and we'll take it from there.
We all good? We all know what we got to do?
Let's do this.
Yes.
Havoc Squad, move out.
Huh!
May the Force be with us.
Indeed.
Oh yeah, you'll need it.
I'm sure. Absolutely sure.
At those
That
words,
plan's gold.
Nothing can possibly go wrong. Possibly go wrong. Hopefully that's the only thing that ever goes wrong.
because all of our other plans have went so smooth.
Yeah, I know.
And we're experts of quiet.
Yeah, but this time we're actually asking Kojima to blow stuff up. I've taken it into account, man.
Quietly. I should blow things up quietly.
Oh yeah, that's doable. That's totally doable. You know, explode. You can have quiet explosions, right? Right.
Have the big explosions happen, and then you do your explosions, which is underneath the radar of the big ones. It's quieter.
All right, so we will start actually with Kojamal, as you just because everyone's doing something a little bit different. So as you head down to this kind of like seems like a fair-sized room. It's quiet. There's one attendant there. They punch it up. They punch up the kind of the thing, and you see just like one red blinking light. Ready when you are, and he just kind of exits the room. So you're standing there facing a large kind of monitor, and whenever you're ready to press it, you can start talking to him. Which I assume you do.
Yeah, so I'll hit the communication button, and I'll say, friend Ziktar, this is this is Kojima. Can you hear me?
Yes, friend Kojima, Ziktar.
I hope this finds you well, and I'm contacting you seeking knowledge, and I offer opportunity in return.
Knowledge is something to be shared with friend. What can we help you with?
We have need of the Blood Eagles one more time. We seek either their nest or a way to attract them to fly after a craft. What knowledge can you share with us about this?
Blood Eagle. We call Red Manas. Where you come and give us explosive. North of there, 2 hour by foot, there is mountain, steep mountain, in cliff, narrow cliff. Red Menace met. They no met season, met all time. They met in there. Is one ground for it. You can scare them, make them angry. They chase you if you need. But if you make angry the animal, smart animal, they remember. After you go, they want revenge. They attack our people more. Or they will want our smell. Bacta is made from us. We use something to make Bacta. They smell, Red Menace smell, what our put into Bacta. If you do that, cover ship with smell. They want to eat, especially hungry mating pair of Red Menace will chase you to end of planet. You cover yourself in that. They will attack. But they chase meal only so much. If they are scared away, then they no follow. So you attack them, they get angry, chase you always. But they will attack us after. We don't want that. Cover yourself in our smell. They attack you, try to attack you.
I prefer the first option. I don't want them taking revenge on your people. You've suffered enough from the Blood Eagles. We would prefer to attack them and have them take their revenge on us. And to know that it was us.
No, they know. You go, they still have hatred for us. Attack us. If we give you our special smell, put it on ship, they will follow. Try to eat you, but that's okay. You in starship. Metal. Cannot bite through metal. Well, mostly can't bite through metal. They are big and strong, but you are fast. But remember, Starfighter, faster than Eagle. must fly slow, or they no catch you, no care to catch you. They go somewhere else.
What if we took one of their eggs? Would they follow us forever as well?
Same with attack. They will want revenge. But
On us or you?
on everyone until they get egg back. We all the same to them. All food or enemy. So, if you want to take egg, you can take egg. But it's better because if you take egg, only mating pair will go and chase you. 2 eagle. Cover yourself in smell. All eagle. Maybe 200 eagle.
Now that sounds more like it.
Yes.
I think we might have to go with that option then. That's more of what we're looking for.
Okay. But I can give you the specials. But understand, it will drain two of my fighter. They would not be able to join in anything else. I have feeling you want to use us to blow something up or attack something.
Well, we prefer to think of it as offering you the opportunity to strike back as you enjoy doing. We do have a mission that will happen soon, and we would like your aid in causing a distraction, at least.
My word are not as good as you. Basic, hard. But I know you need us to make big explosion attack. We help. But I know throw life away from my men, just as you know throw life away from your men.
Absolutely. We do not want you to lose your lives. We only ask you to provide a distraction and then fall back. Our squad is the tip of the spear. It's our duty to take the risk.
I like this. You tip of spear. Vratic legend. That is powerful. Yes. Okay. We will help you with attack. We will come. When do you wish attack?
Out of game for a sec. We're talking about this to happen tomorrow in game time, the next day. Our mission.
During the night?
Yeah.
Or
so
this same day, this very day.
No, but tonight, like during the
Tonight.
night.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We will strike the Bacta warehouse this night. Can you aid us? And is there time to approach the nest as well
Yes.
and bring the blood eagles?
Yes. We can do this.
Friend
We-
Zikdar, do you have an EMP device or something similar that can disable communications or electronic devices? There are some droids and cameras we would like to take out during the attack.
Bomb to make electric go down.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you have something?
We have. Normally don't like use no boom. Only make metal men go down. We have
Many booms will follow.
Hmm.
This will make the big booms easier.
Okay. We will do that. We have 2 bomb that make metal men go down. Whether or not that is enough, I not know.
Any assistance you can provide is enough and appreciated.
I will speak to other men. We will try something. I can have 15 fighter ready, but no more.
That's more than enough.
You tell us where to go, and we go.
Yes, I'll report back to the others, and then I'll be in contact when it's time to go to the nest.
Okay, is good. I will go. And then all of a sudden, like the whole communique just stops, and and you're staring at a black screen. Clearly, Vratic's society is just a little bit more direct than the niceties of other cultures. Excuse me. And now you were left with some more information and the help of the Vratic's Black Claw saboteurs.
Awesome. So I'll report that to the others.
Right on. Okay, and next up, we're going to go to Celine. So, Celine, as you see just in front of you, you see Kojamal kind of like skirt to the right and head into like a small room. And then behind you hear the footsteps of an attendant that was in there. You make your way down to kind of like the larger hangar area that you remember from when you first arrived at the base. The hangar opens up. You do see 3 blood red X-wings, fresh coats of paint, and the tops of the S-foils actually have like in black wings that look like bird wings. The very front of it almost has like the kind of the front nose cone actually has what looks like a bird's beak kind of on it. And you see a Nautilin and a Derosian kind of talking. You hear more the Nautilin talking. The Derosian's just kind of standing there with his arms crossed, kind of nodding his head. What would you like to do?
Assuming they're the 2 co-pilots that the commander spoke of, I'll just walk up, so quite brazenly walk up to them, and I'll say, "Gentlemen, are you the 2 co-pilots who are accompanying me on this mission?"
At once, the Nautilin kind of taps the Derosian in the chest. "See, I told you it was him. I know you. You're one of them crazy fellas from Bestine. You went in and you blew up an entire ship using nothing but yourself and a bloody bomb. That's impressive. See, I told you, Kavmarek. I'm a Sogi. This is Kavmarek. We're both your co-pilots." He kind of shakes his head a little bit. "How do you like
It's an honor to be flying with you boys."
"Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun. So let me get this straight. We heard this sortie is going to the birds, but we didn't actually know what they actually meant by that. So perhaps you can enlighten us."
What we're going to do, we need to launch an aerial attack on the Imperial base. However, we only have 3 X-Wings. But out there, in that jungle, are some of the most ferocious airborne creatures that I have ever seen on all the many worlds I have visited. What we're going to do is we're going to fly up to them, slap them round the chops, and then when they chase us angrily, we're going to lead them right to the Imperial base. And when the Imperial base opens up on them with their weapons, their ATSTs, whatever they have going, I'm sure that they'll become a far more tempting target than we will. And whilst they're dealing with these great winged beasts, my companions from Havoc Squad are going to sneak in and liberate the items that we need.
The Derosian and the Nautilin kind of stare at you. They look at each other. The Derosian kind of goes to speak, and the Nautilin's like,
That is the craziest, stupidest, nuttiest idea I've ever heard in my entire life. I can't wait to do this. This is going to be great. Let me show you. Here, we'll show you where your X-Wing is, and he kind of leads you to your X-Wing. It seems to be in, like, actually quite good shape. At least the pilots seem that they actually, like, take care of it. They take care of the ships, even though they don't use them. They don't, like, they fly them, but very seldomly. So it's basically like looking at a 1986 Toyota, but it's in phenomenal shape because it's like one person drove it maybe a total of like 10 miles, throughout its entire life, and then babied it. So I mean, this thing like pull off the cellophane, there's your X-Wing, kind of a thing. So it's in good shape. We kept it pretty good. Clean it out.
I can see that. It looks. I've never seen such a fine-looking vessel.
I even talked to the colonel. Said that we call us Blood Squadron. Blood Squadron. Yes.
It's a good idea, although I'd suggest not going with Blood Squadron, given that we're leading some Blood Hawks. It may get a little bit confusing.
Nah, not at all. Besides, look at it this way. If we die, then we'll be bloody, so it all makes sense. And what do you
Can't
think?
argue with you there.
Exactly. What do you think, Kavmerick? Kavmerick kind of looks, nods his head ever so slightly, goes to speak. Nautilin slaps him in the chest. See, I told you. Kavmerick always agrees with me. I usually do the talking. He's a quiet one, but that's okay.
Very well, then. Since we don't know if our communications will be monitored for the duration of this mission, I will be Blood 1, Ahsoka, you will be Blood 2, Kavmerick, you will be Blood 3. Only use those names on an open channel. We can't risk being intercepted by the Imperial forces.
Sorry, out of game, Kavmerick is Blood 3? 2, okay. Of course, I had to get the only pen that doesn't pencil. I just want to write this down. So, Blood 3, Kavmerick is Blood 2.
And I'll continue talking to them and say, whatever happens on this mission, we need to ensure that these Blood Hawks, these great winged beasts, get to the Imperial base. If any of us fall behind, the others need to ensure that they get to the base. We can't risk stopping for anything. The mission has to come before any single one of us. Do you both understand?
Don't worry. When it all comes said and done, we'll put our laser cannons where it needs to be, and we'll punch it when we need to punch it. You have our piloting skill, both of us. I mean, I'm the better pilot, but Kavmerick's okay.
Clap them both on the shoulders and then say, if we manage to pull this off, gentlemen, then you'll both go down in history for this. You mark my words. Let's really stick it to the Empire.
In the end, we just came down here to kill TIE fighters and other things, but I don't mind being famous. Do you mind being famous, Kavmerick? Kavmerick's about to say something. Nah, he doesn't mind being famous either. All right, let's do this. And then they basically...
We're heading out when darkness falls, gentlemen. Prepare yourselves.
You want to get drunk now or later, Kavmerick? He just kind of nods his head. All right, and they just kind of walk off towards the bar, or at least towards the kind of mess area. Hey, Celine, you coming?
No, you go ahead. I'll join you for one afterwards. Once this is all dealt with, if we all make it back, I'll get the drinks in.
Nods. They both nod their heads and they kind of go off. So you are left. If you want to visually inspect the X-wing, it's a standard X-wing. Nothing special about it. Again, it's in fine shape, really fine shape. Everything seems to work. Other than the fact that it's got like this beautiful crimson paint all throughout it. It's yours. It's your baby. I mean, you have to bring it back, providing you live to bring it back. But you do have to bring it back. But you know,
There's always a cloud to every silver lining.
this is very true. This is very true. And I don't think any of us will tell anyone if you if you hug it. It's fine.
I probably will be running my hand appreciatively over the immaculately painted hull.
And of course, that's where we're just going to cut the camera before it gets any awkwarder. And we're going to be heading to Varric and Mercer, because Mercer, you're following Varric on this kind of a
Correct, because to me it's a learning mission. It's something I haven't done, and as far as I can tell, this man's very stinky. He pops up in ships, places that we didn't even know there was places to be. So there's a lot to learn from him.
That's true, actually. I'd be very scared if Varric was ever a proctologist. So, as you guys head into the hangar, and like the three of you, and Celine starts going over, and Varric, you and Mercer both hear, "Hey!" and and you see Celine starting to talk to this Nautilin and a Sterosian. Well, the Nautilin, really. The two of you kind of see a skiff. Both see a skiff hanging there, and there's a kind of a. It's obviously a rebel, a member of the rebellion, but they're just kind of dressed kind of gungy, almost like a just like in like crappy looking leathers and just kind of ripped up and faded stuff. He says, "Look, hey, I'm going to be a driver. I'm going to be taking you guys back into Zaxluk. Don't mind this. I'm just dressed as kind of, I guess, a skiff for hire kind of thing. So you guys just sit back, relax. Underneath that one bench there is where you guys can store your weapons, at least hide them out of sight. If we get stopped by an Imperial detachment, then we're just gonna kind of have to play it real cool, and I'm sure you guys can play it real cool, because I don't feel like dying, okay?"
And I'll pat Varric on the back, basically take the passenger side. I'll jump in the back. No, I guess that's what I do. Just jump in the back. Don't even say a word.
Okay.
Varric eyes the man for a second, then moves to sit down in the passenger seat.
I'll take that as a yes. And so he begins to fly towards the city, and for the most part, there's no real issues. You guys don't have any like no blood eagles are attacking you. No AT-AT walkers just suddenly materialize out of nowhere. It's actually a very quiet ride back to the city. You enter the kind of like the city limits, where it seems to almost be like a kind of electrified repulsor field, kind of going across. It seems to, like, you notice as there's lots of wildlife on Thyferra. As soon as you kind of reach a certain point, it's like all the trees are pretty much gone for a good 500-600 feet up to the city limits, and nothing goes near kind of this like almost like repulsor type of field. Like, it's even the animals just want to stay away. So it's just something that they try and, like, as they're pushing all the wildlife, all the land and everything else forward. The checkpoint at the kind of the main city, gates, quote unquote, are pretty lax. There's a couple of Imperial Army troops that just kind of look you over up and down, ask, "What's your business in Zaxluk?" What, are you not going to say anything? What's your business in Zaxluk?
I glance over to the driver. Is he acting as if he's going to say anything?
Well, he's not talking to the driver. He's looking at both of you. Driver he doesn't give a shit about.
I will speak up. I'm his aide. Wherever he goes, I goes for whatever purpose he needs.
Well, that's great. I mean, I'm really happy for you. If I have to ask you one more time, I'm going to shoot both of you. What is your business in Zaxluck City?
We have a couple people we need to speak with.
Who?
Well, that would be our business, would it not?
That's true, but I'm the one with the blaster rifle, and my three friends over there are also the ones with blaster rifles. So it's really funny when you have a blaster rifle, suddenly people's business kind of becomes, your business. So who are you going to speak to, and why are you going here? Because the way I sees it is that we open fire on this skiff and kill all three of you, and then we don't have to worry about someone, possibly a terrorist or a rebel, coming in and trying to upset a happy little city of Zaxluck. So again, I ask you very simply, who are you going to speak to?
Well, as to your question, one drawback of that would be there would be quite a bit of a mess for you to clean up. And I understand your impatience, but, and I'll kind of shift closer, has there been recent problems with terrorists and rebels here? Is it not safe to come to the city?
Hey, look. All I'm saying is that there's rebels everywhere. Hell, there even could be rebels on Thyferra. I don't know. But how do I know you guys aren't part of a rebel invasion force that's just, 6 or 7 kilometers away, just waiting to march in, and you two, well, forget the driver, but you two are just ready to go.
So you believe that the two of us could somehow, as you say, just here, our three you with blasters, are some kind of threat?
Well, you could be. So who are you going to talk to? It's a very simple question.
I find myself in need of some companionship that I was hoping to find within the city.
Oh. Tell you what, make me a persuasion or a charm check. Difficulty of 2, just for the hell of it.
I figure that's something that most guys can understand.
That's why it's a difficulty of 2.
And that's, sorry, it's been a while. Is that purple?
Yeah, just 2 purple.
Bam.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Hey, look. Yeah, no. Hey, I totally understand. I mean, everybody gets that need sometimes. Hey, wait a second. What? What's that by your foot? Wait, no. Well, I mean, you can go, but what's that by your foot? And he points as you kind of were explaining yourself. Your foot hit the compartment underneath the bench, and it seems like that hidden door kind of popped open a little bit. The guard was kind of looking like, "What is that?"
When the guard kind of looks in more, what are the other 2 guards doing? The one he pointed out to earlier.
They're looking bored. Like 2 of them, one of them staring off into the jungle. The other one's talking to him, but you could tell it's like one of those, like, you have that buddy that keeps talking, but you just want to stare off in the distance because you're so sick to death of hearing him talk. Not that I'm like that, because I love all you guys.
Okay.
And
So
he asked that, I will kind of lead closer towards him and kind of motion him closer and lower my voice. I have certain tastes, you might say. I like things a little rough, and
go. He just backs up. He's like, go, just go. You're good. Good. Man, oh man, these people. He just kind of walks away as the skiff just begins to go. The driver's just chuckling the whole time.
For a minute there, I thought we were going to have him in the back here with me.
And as you guys make your way through the winding streets, you pass Morbo's, very, typical bar. Actually, there's quite a fair-sized lineup going on right now, as well as, tons of people, a lot of them dressed in suits. Some Imperial Army officers, ones that seem like a fairly higher rank, are just kind of waiting in line. As you make your way straight down, you begin to see kind of walled blocks, each one with like a good 20, 30 foot wall kind of surrounding this area. And you begin to see, Warehouse District 100 Alpha, Warehouse District 100 Bravo, Warehouse District 101 Alpha, and as it just goes down and down. And it begins to follow winding paths all the way through it. And I mean, this operation just seems massive, because each district, as you go from one end of the district to another, and especially traveling on a skiff as fast as you're going, it still takes a good 3 minutes to travel one end to another on a fast-moving skiff. As you traverse down these very beautiful, very clean roads. As you begin to kind of hit 182 Alpha, 182 Bravo, 183 Alpha, and the driver kind of starts slowing down a bit, but continues past 183 Bravo, the very warehouse district that you were trying to get into. You can definitely tell that this is an Imperial warehouse district. There are cameras. You see 2 large medium laser cannon emplacements sitting on kind of like 2 sentry towers, but like very thick, very large sentry towers to lead into the gates of this warehouse district. All the while, all around, you see a good 25, 30-foot wall. He keeps going past, and then kind of turns a corner to go in between 183 Bravo and 184 Bravo, turns and then turns left again, and now you're suddenly down like 304 Alpha and 304 Bravo, and he just kind of stops there. Driver turns back to the two of you. All right, this is where I let you off. Be real careful, okay? I mean, the district itself, well, especially that one, tons of cameras. Cameras on the outside, sentry droids on the inside, plus all the bloody stormtroopers and everything else. So this is where I'm going to leave you for now. Best of luck. May the Force be with you and all that jazz, but most of all, try not to die, huh? I think I've got about 50 credits bet on you guys. So, good luck.
So meet back here at, what, 1,600 hours?
I mean, sure. Let's meet back here in about, let's say you got about 2 hours. 2-3 hours tops. Because at that point, anything more than that, there's enough stuff in there that you're going to get caught. So if you need to go search through things, make it quick.
That may be the problem. We may not be going. I have no idea. I'm looking at Varric. There's officers I saw back at Morbo's place. That might be one way. So I have no idea at this point.
Well, you're here now. So if you're gonna try and hop the wall and have a look, well, like I said, best of luck to you.
Thank you for your assistance, and I'll get out of the steamer.
No problem. I'm assuming that both of you are hopping out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then he starts taking off down like 304, 305, 306, kind of into the distance. So you're now left on a kind of on a street on one of the main roads. You see a few people like walking back and forth, and you see kind of like as you get off, you're on the corner of the road. You kind of see in the corner it's 183 Bravo, and you were given a map of the place,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I'm trying to pull up right now. If I didn't, is it this thing?
Now I'm not sure if that was part of your charm that you did back there, Varric, but it's your show. Do what you would do if you were by yourself. I'm going to try my best to keep up. If I can't, well, I can't. If I can, I'll do my best. It is your show, man. You got it.
What kind of activity? Is there a few people, a lot of people, and is it like citizens, or are there also some uniformed personnel?
You see a couple of officers in there, like just waiting in line, and I mean, you know, they're like higher ups. Like you can tell from your understanding of military ranks that even from the distance as you were traveling past, you know, you saw a few like lower ranks, like a couple of lieutenants, you know, maybe even a commander, you know, a couple of ensigns, a couple of like a few of them that they were kind of like middle of the road. So they were okay. For some reason, and I do apologize for this, I'm trying to share the map of the warehouse district, but for some reason it doesn't want me to be able to do that because reasons. So, well, that works as well. So, again, 4 of you ready along a wall. You know, again, the distance from here to Morbozo is quite far now. So if you know,
How
if you wanted
close are you to the facility itself?
like you're like 20 seconds of walking away.
Okay, so I'll begin making my way towards the facility. Which are we? What side of the facility are we by?
Okay, so I'm just going to use the picture as a reference. You are near the corner of, if you look at the picture, warehouse 183-01. You're basically near that corner of that wall.
Okay, perfect. So then basically casually make my way in that direction, and when I can, when we're close enough, kind of duck down over there, and I want to kind of, you know, inspect and look around to see if I can see any cameras or sentries on the wall in that corner.
Okay, so as you walk towards that area, you do kind of see one camera. It's kind of janky. Like it seems like it's been damaged a bit. Like it turns for a bit and then it locks up, and then it turns and then it makes its full rotation, and then it comes back and it locks up in that one spot and then turns. You know what I mean? So it just kind of like gets stuck in one spot, but then it keeps like shooting back.
How high up is the top of the wall?
Top of the wall is 25 feet.
So just for a frame of reference, what kind of difficulty would be looking at to kind of get to the top of that wall, jumping or climbing?
All right, so if you wanted to jump up, it would probably be, I'd say probably a difficulty of, I gotta actually look at, probably a difficulty of about 2 or 3. Now, to not be seen, well, it'd be a difficulty of 3. So if you want to do it, not be seen, like the ninja that you are, then yeah, you're looking at a 3 difficulty. Stealth. Well, it'd be both a stealth check and probably
Athletics?
coordination.
Oh, coordination?
Yeah. Well, coordination or athletics. I'll give that because it's kind of a weird. It's one of those weird, like, either it's like really like agility, like you want to ninja your way up, or if you just want to like muscle your way up. So I'll leave that one up to you.
Okay, but you need a stealth check first.
Yeah, I'll need a stealth check if you want to go up to the near the camera and get ready to climb in such a way that it's not going to see you, because you kind of have to time it right.
Yeah, I'm going to try to take advantage of that pause where it gets stuck and time it to get up there.
Sounds good. All right, so tell you what, we'll make your stealth check first, and then either an athletics or a coordination, whichever one you wish to use. So the stealth is 3, and the athletics climb would be 2.
One, 2, 3 difficulty. I'm going to spend a strain to get that bonus. Okay. Jazz hands, here we go.
Oh, big money, no whammies.
That should probably work.
Okay. Make me your athletics check. Actually, when you make me your athletics check, or coordination check, whichever one you wish to use. Yeah, okay. Add 1 boost die to that. Because you rolled 5 successes, you're in you actually phased out into another dimension, and nothing saw you ever, not even Gabe. So it's crazy. But yeah, add 1 boost die to it, because yeah, you definitely.
1, 2, 3, 1. And what's the difficulty?
Difficulty of 2. Yeah.
Jazz hands.
And a destiny die?
Force.
Oh, force die?
Because I have enhance, which I can spend force to get an extra success or advantage.
Okay. So now, if I'm not 100% sure, what happens when you roll is that considered a failure?
It's considered a dark side point, and then that's where we get into the conversation if I actually use it, what the consequences for that are.
Gotcha.
You take the conflict.
Basically, I would be accessing the dark side of the force for my.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll take conflict on your morality.
I was reading that skill this week and really paying attention. It's actually a fail at this point. If you want it to make it a success, you have to make it white, and by making it white, you have to use a destiny die, and you take a point of strain with 1 point of conflict. So right now it's a failure. If you want to make it a success,
yeah, but with 3 successes and advantage,
you have to make it a white, and then you use a destiny die to make it white. You gain 1 stress because it's a conflict, and well, you gain the conflict.
Huh? Because I always thought it would have been the 3 successes and an advantage would have been enough to say that you did it. Like you easily climbed over the wall.
He can, but he doesn't use the force. In other words.
Yeah, he can do a normal climb, but he can't do his super climb.
Okay.
So basically, I just don't access the force, so I don't get any bonuses. I get my straight roll, which would be 3 successes and an advantage.
Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. And yeah, okay. So you hop up. As a matter of fact, not only. No, actually, what am I doing? Sorry.
My
This is
turn
the,
now.
this is the Tides of Change. Well, this is the Tides of Change. Dennis, how do you hop over like a freaking ninja and make yourself make it even more awesome for Mercer too?
So basically, I stealthily move up to get into position, and when the camera makes that, as it begins to make that tick to where it pauses, is when I basically do kind of almost like a run up the wall, and as I'm going up, I actually hit that camera. Basically use that to leap up over the last part and to land in a crouch in the top, which basically gives it an even longer pause now. It's when it clicks, there's like a worry, which gives it several more seconds before it finally manages to continue its rotation.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Cool. So that being said, Mercer, you're going to gain 1 boost die on your stealth check to like get up close to it.
All right, and I'm going to go ahead and use a destiny just to boost one of my attributes for it. And for my stealth, let's see, I have 2 green, 1 yellow, 1 boost against 3 difficulty.
Yeah.
Whew.
Damn.
Okay. So, let's see, the success from the triumph overshadows the failure. And this is where I get stuck because now the triumph is turned into something else. It's no longer a failure, but it's still something to change.
Well, actually, I thought it was like something. You have a triumph, and you have a failure.
And the
like
triumph.
You didn't fail triumphantly, but like something awesome happened, but you didn't quite make it. Like that was it. You didn't quite make it, but something awesome happened. So I'll tell you what. I'll make the if you're okay with it, I'll roll with this. If you're okay with it. So as the camera like begins to like jerk, shudder, and begins to like kind of go towards you, it actually moves a bit, catches you a little bit, but what even Varric didn't notice is that when he hopped over, he actually knocked the feed away from the camera. So even though the camera focused right on you, no feed is actually going back to like the central hub inside the warehouse district. So although the camera is like focusing right on you, it's not actually going. Neither one of you know this.
Yeah.
So you didn't succeed going up to it stealthily without like with missing the camera, but it doesn't matter anyway because Varric just saved your backside.
Yeah. And knowing that they almost saw me for me personally, I think I have a setback die, which never mind. I take away 2 setback dies for athletics, so it doesn't matter. So I'll be glad to take 2 setback dice because I'm more stressed about this, but never mind. I'm no longer stressed.
All right.
On the actual athletics portion of it, which is you said 2. And my athletics, let's see, is 2 green, 1 yellow, 2 blue, and take away any 2 blacks. All right, so here we go. Advantage, 3 advantage, or 4 advantage, but not a success, but 4 advantage. So let me look at my thing here. What actually is helpful? And climbing would be a maneuver, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say climbing is maneuver.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and use one of those to recover a strain, unless we get strain during the night, but it was down a couple strain. I'm going to use one of those to recover one strain. I'm going to use one of them to notice some importance in conflict that probably none of us saw, but because of the way I didn't quite make it up and I kind of fell leaning, I see a little hold on the corner of like in the middle somewhere, if I can just reach up to it. And with that, I'm going to use a free maneuver to actually push myself up and to actually probably do another jump to catch onto that, and then that might give me the rest of the way to go back up.
Okay. No, and I would say that you succeed, no problem. You both hop over, and it seems that when you landed, you don't seem to see anyone around right now.
Okay.
Directly in front of you, however, is a door leading to one of the warehouses. And just to give you an idea, if you guys are looking at the map, and sorry for the folks at home, or at least the folks who are watching right now, for some reason I can't do a screen share and show the map, and I don't know why that is. So I'll just say because reasons. Oh, there we go. Thank you. This is why John is just phenomenal. He's good people. So if you look, for you people watching at home, if you guys look and you see that warehouse 18301, which is on the top left. So one of those, both the same size and relatively small in comparison to others. This one is massive. It's probably about the size of a large apartment building, and it's just one warehouse. So the other ones, in comparison, are just double the size, even bigger. So noticing this place, like you see this like huge, massive, 20-foot tall building. It's not necessarily very high, but it just seems to go on for so far. And there's just the one door directly in front.
So once I'll just stay crouched after coming over the wall for a half minute, looking around, see no signs of anybody, then I'll turn to Mercer and motion for him to follow as I stealthily move towards the door.
And I'll try to mimic every move he makes, from the crouching to the moving.
Okay. So as you open the door, like you just hit the button and it just opens up. You walk in and it seems dark, but automatic lights seem to be in place. So that, as soon as you like take one step, one section blinks on, another section blinks on, another section blinks on, and you begin to see crates, like tons and tons of crates all over the place, stacked up, very neatly, very orderly, going all the way, basically just like going in like perfect blocks all the way down. And this is where we're actually going to put the tide change. What is in those crates? So we'll start from the very left. Varric, what do you see that's in those crates?
That's a good question.
That is why I asked it.
Let's see. That'd be a good.
I was going to say, do you want me to come back to you?
I'm going to say, rather than the Bacta that we're hoping that it is, that it seems to be like a weapon cache with a lot of explosives.
Okay. Coach Wall, what is in the crates?
Actually, can you come back to me and I'll think about it a little more?
Sure. All right, Mercer, what is in the crates?
Remember, I don't get
Oh, sorry. Yes, my apologies. My apologies. Celine, what is in the crates?
Okay, I'm going to say that perhaps the Imperials are actually planning to make a foray into the forest to deal with the Black Claw. They're planning on heading into the jungle, and there's actually a huge crate of defoliant agents inside the crate that they're planning to use to clear a path through the jungle, so getting rid of the trees so they can more easily flush out the Black Claw.
Pretty good stuff. Would you say it's like a toxic defoliant?
Yeah, it's almost like a sort of a spray that'll cause the leaves to wither and the plants to die away.
Thyferra and Agent Orange. I like it. All right, so Coach Wall.
Okay, so I'm going to say that in the crates is they've been storing some advanced communications equipment that's used for hacking communications, and we could recognize that based on this equipment, they've been actually listening to the rebel communications that we thought were secure.
Cool, I like that. So like signal jammers and
intercepting.
Yeah. Okay,
the
cool.
rebel communications, that because it's a communications outpost, right? And we've been talking pretty freely over communications, so they've actually been listening to that.
Awesome. Okay. Awesome. Well, at this point, everyone who's watching, we will have the Tide Change on Facebook. If you go to the Tides of Change Role-Playing Game Club, have a look and vote on your favorite one. And then, after that, we are going to take all of my hard prep work and throw it in the garbage and do this whole new thing, which is fun. All right, so I will, or at least we will, see you in 15 minutes. Okay, hi everyone. I just wanted to come on a little bit earlier and just say, thanks for tuning in. Also, I wanted to let everyone know again to check out the Tides of Change role-playing game club on Facebook. I'll probably go back and edit the description to include a link of it down and below. Hopefully, if I remember. Pretty sure I will. The Tides of Change role-playing game club is a phenomenal club set up by a really nice guy by the name of Andre. He wanted just a way to play a great Star Wars game and include some audience participation. It's a wonderful idea, and I'm so grateful that he set it up. It's really cool. It's definitely something that you guys should check out if you don't know what it is. You should get on board, play some games, run some games off the Facebook page. It's a lot of fun, and I would definitely suggest checking it out. So far, as I've been looking at the tide change, it definitely looks like Varric's suggestion is definitely in the lead. And I think we might be going with that. So as soon as Devin and John hop back on, that was creepy because John just hopped back on, and we'll just wait for Devin, and then
it's as if he was waiting to be summoned.
I know.
Shazam.
That was good. That was real good. So as soon as Devin comes back on, no, it's close but not quite. Oh well.
You have to wave your hand like a Jedi. Maybe that's what you have to do. No? Okay.
Wait a minute. This is the Devin I'm looking for. Damn. No. That would have been pretty awesome. By the way, this half of the game is brought to you by Driftwood, 20-pounder double IPA. Driftwood, it's a Canadian brewery, and it has some of the most beautiful bottle labels that I've ever seen. When you have an undead artillery user on your bottle, you know it's going to be a hell of a beer. And I'm not paid to say that, but
I wonder if we could combine the Tides of Change role-playing club sessions with a beer club, We can try different beers.
Feature a different beer every game.
I pretty much do, but I never really point things out. But
well, I mean, you give everybody a heads up ahead of time, and we can all, coordinate to.
That would be cool, but literally, this is the most international game I've ever played in, as all four of you are from different parts of the world. Actually, all five of us are from different parts of the world. I'm on the Canadian West Coast. Gabe, you're on the American West Coast, if memory serves me correctly.
Correct.
Dennis, I think you're on the East Coast.
Yep, Southeast Coast.
Yep. John, you live in the UK, in the beautiful area of, I want to say, Yorkshire, without you punching me across the internet.
I don't live in Yorkshire. I live in the Midlands of the UK.
And I'm an asshole. And of course,
don't worry about it.
And of course, Devin lives in Korea.
Seoul, Korea, the good Korea, not the bad Korea.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't be on the internet if you were in North Korea. Perfectly honest. Because South Korea is best Korea.
Yeah.
And so I mean, I've never, for any of you that watch, it's an amazing thing to get four people in, on four corners of the planet to get together to play a game. And I think, and again, this is something that I want to thank the Tides of Change for, because this is just amazing. It's just freaking amazing. And it's, it boggles the mind that you can get people across the planet to play in a game together and to do this thing. It's just it's wild, and yeah, and I'm very happy that that we can do this sort of thing. So
It's very cool.
it is very cool. So Varric, congratulations! You are the clear winner of the Tide Change, and as such, as you walk into the warehouse 18301, you look down the crates, and each crate is stamped with the imperial sigil, and a warning of contents explosive. And you see enough crates, at least of varying degrees, all the way down that whatever's in these crates could probably level not only this district, but also the adjoining district, and even possibly the adjoining district on the other side as well. In the front area, you see a small desk, and on the desk is a computer. You have the opportunity to slice it if you wish, and you don't really hear any footfalls or anything else walking around or around the warehouse itself.
Upon noticing the crates, the first thing I do is I turn to Mercer and eye him for a second and say, it's probably a good thing Kojimal is not with us.
Why is that?
He would probably blow up the planet.
Just to see if they work.
Hey, you got to test them out.
All right. Well, I hope you don't literally mean it could be the whole planet, but are those what I think you're saying? They are explosives?
Yes. So perhaps not the whole planet, but at least for those in the area, they would soon be out of existence.
This might be easier than we think. If we split them, we can actually get different parts, and it won't be such as so bad. Maybe. I mean, I don't know much about explosions except for how to activate it when showed.
And then run away very quickly. That is my experience. I'll point over to the computer. Do you have much skill with these things?
Well, I used to have to sign in once in a while, but nothing to, nothing I can try.
Because perhaps we can cut short our search if we can access the database and it has the location of the Bacta.
All right, I'll make my way to the screen area. Quickly up top or on the side, do I see anything that looks like a camera?
No, you don't see anything that resembles any interior. It seems that most of the surveillance is on the outside.
No, I meant this is around the computer, like around the monitor of this thing. Okay. And is there a keyboard type thing on the desk?
There's like a. It looks like a piece of glass, but as you look down at the glass, as you actually step towards it, it seems like it's motion activated, and the keypad lights up, and it seems to be kind of waiting for you to input. The screen kind of flicks on and kind of to a ready position, and it says password, and
it says, "Wow, there's a password." And you said it was kind of glass, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not like I'm going to be able to tell anyway. Got a password of some sort. Is there anything written on those manifests or anything on the manifest here maybe that might say like a header for the area?
Or the future version of a sticky note people might use to keep their passwords when they don't want to remember it somewhere.
Well, I'm talking more of a header of the manifest of saying it belongs in this building and what this building is known from the rest of the Imperials that are here.
I'll tell you what. Make me a straight intellect check.
Okay.
And it'll be a difficulty of 2.
And for all those people out there, Mercer does have a 3 intellect.
While he, once he mentions the thing about the password, I'll say, well, if you don't have luck with that, I don't know, perhaps there's some way that you could, you seem to be pretty handy with tools, maybe you could bypass it through hardware to access the database.
Well, my guess is it's easy. Whatever the name of this facility or this type of warehouse, that's probably what the password is, just to make it easy. But that's my guess. There's all kinds of beeps. Anyways, okay, so I've got 2 successes.
Okay. So on your check, you realize that if you want to access a manifest in a warehouse, you would generally go to this computer. But you're pretty sure that if you can find a way to hack this computer or find a way to hack a computer, you find that it's probably a local intranet that's kind of like focused inside each district. So if you can hack it, you might be able to find out all the different, like all the complements of all the different warehouses.
Well, I kind of figured that part because I was going to, actually, when it first came, if there was no password, I was just going to go back to content quantities or something. Okay, but how to actually figure out the password?
And keep in mind, just because it says password doesn't mean you have to try and input a password. You can also just go in and try and slice it as well.
I'll just do the simple thing and hit the key that says enter and just see if they don't have a password. Just kind of like on.
Okay. You hit the I guess the like activate key or enter key or something like that, and nothing happens.
Okay. These things have to be so hard. Mechanics. I don't know the insides of these things. Remember, I just said it earlier. He doesn't want me to be fixing their computers. You might know something I don't know. I'm looking. I'm kind of like just seeing any type of maybe letters or anything that happens to be left around, or open the drawer to see if maybe there's something there. Check the drawer right underneath where the desktop is.
Checking the drawers, you don't see anything in particular that's standing out. You find like just a few documents. One document that actually stands out is a recent receivable slip, which is just on like a kind of a data slate, and the data slate seems to be a kind of a quick record of goods coming in and goods going out. Recently, you see a goods coming in manifest for a recent shipment of 650 thermal detonators that are now sitting in this warehouse.
And that's the number I say is 650 thermal detonators. And I'll look at Varric, and I'll look at the box, and I'll maybe look at another box and be like, yeah, and...
Now, keep in mind, judging by the size of the crate, you feel that, to store thermal detonators safely, especially with like moving them around, shaking them around, you feel that each crate, or one crate, could probably carry about 50 thermal detonators, and this place is the size of a Costco, at least to the to people who know what a Costco is, and this place is filled with crates. So I mean, that's one shipment coming in.
Yeah.
Like you're sitting in a nuke.
Yeah.
In a Costco-sized nuke.
Is there a heading on that piece of paper? like a header, like to, um, I don't know. I mean, like whatever they would call this building. I have no idea. I really don't know computers either. So
Yeah, no, that's
it's
cool.
perfect.
So essentially, it's like the header is like just receivable, like goods receivable warehouse 183-01.
Okay, I'll type that in. Warehouse or 183-01.
So as soon as you type that in, the screen pops and you see basically a record of all accounts coming in and going out. And
Then I'll
of this
type
warehouse.
then I'll type 183-2.
Nothing basically happens. It's basically just the screen like kind of like goes black with just lettering that says you are not allowed to access from this system.
All right. Then I will, on some type of little search bar, I'll put Bacta quantity, just something like that.
Okay. So as soon when you type that in, you get a kind of a warning you are accessing classified materials. Cease, or authorities will be called to your location.
Okay. And okay, so I don't have anything. Does it go away after a while? And I'll let them know. Uh-oh, they might know we might be here.
Okay. Yeah. So taking your hands off, it blinks. It kind of stays there, and then eventually it just clicks off. The search bar, in the top kind of goes blank.
All right, do it again. Do 183-01.
And then it pops back up. You see a list of the current ordnance that's in the building. So you see 1,500 landmines, 1,800 thermal detonators, 2,500 frag grenades, 2 ion bombs, and 4 proton torpedoes. Basically, it says just parts. So disassembled proton torpedoes.
It's Christmas for Kojima.
All right, so
which interestingly enough is our Christmas episode that Kojima just let slip.
Oh.
Thanks, Devin.
So looking at them, this warehouse is ammunition of all sorts, ion bombs, you name it, even parts. So 4 torpedoes.
Nothing about Bacta.
That's where that other screen came in saying classified, so only certain people, high-ranking officials, know about that. Or if it's like the other computer, you have to actually be in that warehouse to access the information. But if we access that information in the warehouse that we find, I think it's going to be evident that it's there without looking at the computer. So, question is now, how do we try to find this? We don't have all day to be going to each one and try not to be seen by anybody.
While we're talking, I'm going to go over and inspect one of the boxes to see how difficult it would be to get open and take a look at what's inside. And then I respond, well, we can check the next building. If it doesn't prove useful, then perhaps we can find someone that can assist us. With the right motivation, I'm sure if they have knowledge, I can get their help.
Okay, so sorry, you're going to check on what now? The next building?
While we're talking, I'm looking at one of the crates by where we're at. I want to see what's inside, see, like there's thermal detonators or useful explosives, to grab a couple. And
Okay.
then I'm also telling him that what we can do is go to the next building, try there. If there's no luck there, my plan is to try to get the drop on somebody to grab, to get the password or the information we need from. Since have a time constraint, can't just go from building to building and search the whole place.
Yeah.
How about if we bring the officials here? Remember that screen I was at? It says, "See what you're doing," or what if they come to us? We don't have to go to them. I'm sure there's going to be maybe 2 to 3 of them. I'm sure they're not going to bring their whole forces just for one. I mean, and actually, I want to roll the warfare to see if something like that possibly would. How many I would probably for something like this. I know this is a hefty facility room.
Okay, no, that's totally cool. So if you want to make a knowledge warfare, it would be a difficulty 3.
Okay.
Also, given the fact that you know logically that each officer or each leader of one given area generally likes to do things a little bit differently, mostly in a sense that they want to show the Empire how freaking awesome they are. It's going to be a little bit more tricky. So that being said, I'm probably going to end up using 1 dark side point.
Okay.
So I'm going to flip that, and we're going to raise difficulty. So it's going to be a difficulty of 3. It'll be 2 purple, 1 red.
So it is a 50-50 shot because I have 2 green, 1 yellow.
Big money, no whammies.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
That is 2 threat.
Okay, so standard action as far as you know
Yeah.
is that they'll probably send like 2, maybe
And that's exactly
maybe
what I
1.
say. Yeah, 2.
That's got to
2
be
if
it.
we're lucky because there's 2 of us. 1 for you, 1 for me. We can get in their clothing and kind of be a little bit more invisible right in front of them. What do you think?
That was a thought I had earlier. If we could obtain some uniforms, that would give us a little more freedom of movement.
Very well. And I will hit in Bacta quantity. Wait for that screen to hit.
Okay. It says, please stay where you are. Authorities have been called and are headed your way now.
Excellent. They're on their way.
Explosives did I find in that crate that I looked in?
You actually found one of the crates of thermal detonators. You see about like each one is like basically like kind of put into like kind of a styrofoam kind of like a holding area. You have the thermal detonator, and the actual detonator to the thermal detonator is basically sitting beside it, because they wouldn't actually have an armed and live explosive, especially a thermal detonator, which are very finicky and janky things, just kind of like shipped off. So you'd have to put the thermal detonators together before you can actually use them.
And is that a tricky process, or is it pretty straightforward?
You'd really want someone with mechanics to do it, because if you screw up, you could very well blow yourself and Mercer up.
So I'll
just
basically
throw that one out there.
grab one of them and pull it up to say, is there something you can do with this?
You're muted, Gabe. And actually, you know what? Now that you're muted, maybe I can flip another light side to dark for free. Yeah.
3 times.
Okay, just checking.
Remember that was the rule?
That was the rule. Just checking.
So 2 more times, guys. Remind me. Well, there's plenty I can do with that, but and kind of like assuming what he was kind of thinking, that it needs to be put together I could definitely do it, but I don't think we have the time until maybe after they've come. I don't know how fast they're going to respond to this threat that we are. So we better find somewhere that we can surprise them at. And I'm actually going to quickly look around and try to see if I can find somewhere I can be to get the jump in.
I'm imagining this is like a huge warehouse of crates, so there's probably like little alleyways in between.
All right, then with that,
I'm
I'm
actually
going
going
to
to try to find a position higher up to.
And do you want us to roll straight, like straight? What is it? The word I'm looking for? Stealth. Thank you. Straight stealth to see if that's their difficulty for.
Well, basically, what's going to happen is that as you're putting together these thermal detonators and kind of getting them sorted, both for your mechanics would be a difficulty of 2. So each time you want to put one together, it'll be a difficulty of 2.
And how long of timeline would that take?
Like given how thermal detonators work, it'll probably be about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. It doesn't take long to set them up, but you want to do it very gently, and it does take some dexterity to sit there and like very gently, put them together without
So
blowing
it'll be pretty stressful, especially we don't know how long it's going to take this the security to come into this building.
Just grab a couple of the
you
detonators.
Understand? We have security coming.
Right, I'm just saying grab them and take them with you, and we can put them together later, but we'll, get in positions to...
Got it. And
yeah,
I thought you were the quiet one.
Well, I mean, do understand, too, it's also like if you're putting a thermal detonator together, it's like trying to light a cigarette in a sugar factory. Like, you really don't want to do it, but hey, I mean, go for it. The chance of you, like, again, completely obliterating, about several city blocks is entirely possible if you want to put it together in there.
And I'm also going to grab a couple of the thermal detonators and the detonators for them and put them in my pack, separated, and I'm going to hang on to one when I go and hide.
Not a problem. You don't have anything to worry about, obviously, because the thermal detonators are disassembled. Obviously, like, don't worry about them rattling around in your bag, or, we're not worried about that.
I just want to make it clear that I was in no way attempting to assemble them. I'm basically just grabbing a couple.
Sure, not a problem at all. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to pause the camera here, and we're actually going to roll it back to the Imperial Communications base, just as both Mercer and Varric begin hearing the telltale footfalls of people in lamellar armor as they begin to kind of close around warehouse 18301. Kojamal, as you're finished your communication with Ziktar, you begin to kind of wander around as it's like, well, we got nothing else to do. I mean, what the hell? And you remember that Celine was headed towards the hangar, and as you walk into the hangar, you see Celine admiring the beauty that is the X-wing that he's about to be flying.
So, as I approach him, and I'm not sure what he's doing at this particular moment. Maybe he's still like caressing it fondly or something. But I'll just walk up to him and just kind of like I don't want to startle him.
I'll be like, Kojamal, I didn't see you there.
Sorry to interrupt. I know you might want to be alone, but I have news from the Black Claw. So I'll repeat the details of the conversation, and then I'll say, so it looks like he can give us 2 of his Black Claws who can secrete their pheromones on the X-Wing at the time when we're ready, and the Blood Eagles will basically see it as the biggest Vradix meal ticket they've ever seen in their lives. So they will come immediately, all of them. And he suggested that it might be even 200 of them.
Sounds good to me. Okay, where am I meeting them to apply this pheromone?
There's a mountain about 2 hours north. That's where they nest. So I don't know if you want to fly out there, and then he can meet us there, put the pheromones on, and pretty much at that time, I'm predicting that's when the eagles are going to come right away. So it should be pretty close to our action window when we do that.
Okay, in which case I'll go and get my 2 co-pilots. We'll head off and get that sorted out. If you want to head towards the base, ready to rendezvous with the others and set off as many explosions as you can once it hits the fan, so to speak. I'm sure you'll know when we're incoming.
Yeah.
But keep the comm lines open just in case. Good job, Code Jamal.
Roger that. Good luck. Good hunting.
May the force be with you.
Watch out for those Imperials on your 6.
Will do. And I'm going to go and drag my co-pilots out of the bot, whatever sort of watering hole / bar / mess they're drinking in. And I'm just going to be like, you guys, are you good to go? We need to go and rendezvous with the Black Claw, and then this is going down.
All right. Just wait a minute.
We're still in town. I mean, we're still on our way there. We haven't even reached town yet.
Well, it didn't take long to reach town. Like when Buddy jumped in that skiff and took you guys, like he took you guys. Like you guys zipped. This guy went through like he's like a rally racer basically on a skiff.
We're also assuming as well it's going to take us some time to get to the Black Claw. That I don't know exactly how long it takes to secrete enough pheromone to cover 3 X-wing. I'm assuming that'll take a while.
Exactly. So I mean, well, you guys are zipping off. This is happening. Let's say approximately like 20 minutes went by. So basically, as you guys reach the gate, he's walking into the pilot's mess, asking them what's going on, and to that, Adoge.
Kojima will rendezvous with the 15 saboteurs as well, so he won't go like directly to the warehouse where those guys are. He's just going to kind of get ready himself and get generally into position to rendezvous with them.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay,
actually,
so about the timeline that he calls, we had probably just jumped the fence. So I could say, yeah, we just got into the facility. We don't know anything yet.
Don't worry. Don't worry, I'm just preparing the craft. We'll be ready when you signal us.
And as you walk into the pilot's mess, it seems like Asoge is just finishing telling this obviously ridiculous over-the-top story to Kavmerick. And then I said to him, "Oi, we'll do a swimming race, and then we'll see." He starts laughing. Slaps it, and Kavmerick starts smiling in a way DeRosians smile, if they even smile. It's kind of a look. He turns around. Hey, look, it's our intrepid leader. Hey, wing leader, come on, have a drink with us before we go and die in some horrible fashion.
I'm just gonna walk up to the bar, whatever drink's already on the bar. I'm just gonna. I'll have a look at it to make sure it's not something that's going to KO me instantly, and then I'll go blood 2, blood 3. It's time to go.
All right. And what you drank actually was a very interesting concoction mix of a local brandy, made by Morbo, and actually Bacta. So it's this kind of interesting concoction that it gives you this heady aroma of like cardamom and honey and just this. It's almost sweet. It's almost like nectar, which interestingly enough is what they call it, Thyferra nectar. And it's just this. It hits you, and for a moment, all of a sudden you feel like you just wasted, but then all of a sudden the Bacta kicks in and heals you and takes away the poison of the alcohol, and you suddenly just feel, whoa, okay, wow, I feel good. Like it's almost like you feel.
I'll look at the glass and I'll be like, damn, just put it down and then be like, let's go, boys.
All right. Come on, Kavmarik, and don't give me any more lip from you. And he just walks, and he grabs Kavmarik, just walks off. So, boss, where are we going to?
I'll give you the coordinates once we're in the air. We're heading to meet up with the Black Claw. They're going to apply some of their Bacta to the outside of our ship. It should enable us to lure the creatures to the Imperial base.
Well, that's crazy enough to work. All right, then. And then they both hop into their X-wings, making checks.
Yeah.
Two technicians run over, begin doing last-minute flight checks. They get the green light. They kind of give the hand signal. Kind of the lock. We're good. We're green light. Each one does that, and they kind of turn to both of them look at you, and waiting for you to give the green go.
I'll give them the thumbs up, and then I'll be like, "This is Blood 1 to Blood Squadron. Fire up your engines. We're leaving. I'm transmitting the telemetry and the coordinates to you now. Fall in behind me."
Roger, Blood 1. This is Blood 3. Ready to go. And it just basically just punches it. You see his X-wing fly up. Kavmarik's X-wing begins to also hover. Landing gear retracts, and they basically are just all three of them, two of them, both of them are lined up, waiting on your go.
I'll hit the engines sort of as quickly as I can, punching it to head out of here as quickly as we can. We want to get there as soon as possible, get this dealt with so we're in position as soon as the others signal us. We want to be ready to go on a moment's notice.
Really quick, just to make sure that you're not just using that euphemism to punch it. Are you actually using the maneuver punch it? Yes? So you're going from speed 0 to speed 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then if memory serves me correctly, because I'm going to have to...
2 strain.
Is it? Yeah, no, but it's 2 strain per speed level. So you would check that out. You would take... you would actually take 10 system strain, if memory serves me correctly.
Let me check that. I thought it was just 2 strain. I might be wrong.
Oh, excuse me. It actually deals 3 points of strain. Okay, we're good.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so you deal 3 points of strain. All of a sudden, your ship just goes from hover to GTFO as just as fast as anything, and just shoots out. The S-foils are still locked tight, but it just shoots up and just spins out, and the others are like, "Oh man!" They both punch it, shooting up and out, and they curl around and begin heading north in that direction. Meanwhile, Kojamal, as you watch these 3 X-wings just go from 0 to holy hell, another technician comes up to you. Oh, hello. You're hang on, Kojamal.
Yes. What is it, soldier?
Kojamal.
That's right.
Kojamal.
Kojamal.
Right, yes, that too. Right, well, we have a skiff for you, sir. You're supposed to meet the Black Claw saboteurs. Right, well, if you just come with me, we have a spot. We have a skiff here for you.
Okay, lead on.
Right. Yes. Okay. Right. And it kind of starts like wandering over to the skiff. It seems like one of those small, kind of like a two-person skiff. One pilot, one co-pilot. Do you need anything before we go? Something to eat or drink? Because I can wait for however long you need to.
Yeah, I'll just need to get my gear. I'll be right back shortly.
Oh, yes.
I'm not actually carrying all my stuff on me. Well, I'm just walking around the base. So.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
So I'll just quickly go back, and I should stop by the communications room again, too, and I should notify Ziktar. We don't have to roleplay it, but I'll just say that I notify Ziktar that the X-Wings are incoming, so he can rendezvous.
Yeah.
And and coordinate where I should rendezvous with the saboteurs as well.
Sure.
And then I'll get geared up. So I'm basically going to get all my weapons, all my gear, and put on like dark clothing and just like, camouflage, face paint, all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to leave the 3 marks.
Hell yeah, you will.
Yeah.
Or else you're just insulting those guys. You really don't want
I'm going to leave those on as long as I can until you tell me they're gone. So, yeah. So once I'm all geared up, tooled up, then I'm back to the skiff again, ready to go.
Cool. So you come back, and you can tell, like even being a soldier, like you can tell when troops are, like, when people act the way they do. And you can tell this guy's acting squirrely. Like he doesn't really want to go out because he has a general fear. And he looks at you. I guess you're ready. Do you need anything else? Do you need some more time? Do you need to wait for anything? Is there anything you want? Perhaps you're hungry. You need to go to the mess. Eat something.
I'm fine, soldier. Are you ready?
Sure. Why not?
Can you handle this?
I'm a technician. I fix computers when they have bugs, and I sort out other things. I don't drive skiffs. It's fine. Understand I'm not going very fast, so I hope you understand that.
And I'll put my hand on his shoulder and I'll say, you can do this. I know you're just a technician. It's an easy mission. You just take me out, avoid any Imperials or authorities, drop me off, and then you just make your way back safely to the base. That's all you have to do.
Well, yeah, okay. Oh, all right. I've got this. I've got this. I've got this.
Do you want me to drive?
You just kind of focus it. You just like going like this. No, I've got this. I've got this. And he grabs it.
I have a good track record with skiffs so far.
And as you say that, he kind of pushes the throttle forward, but he pushes the throttle far enough that like you just kind of slam back. Like he doesn't realize he's ready for this, and all of a sudden he just starts like grabbing it and trying to move it, and he almost kind of like slams into the side of the hangar and just manages to shoot out. And he begins to kind of get you on your way. You arrive at the rendezvous point. Not gonna lie, you've probably aged about 10 years just from the sheer fear of this guy driving. Like you have like little old ladies, forget it. This guy, whoa. Like a lead foot mixed with fear and everything else. Like it's you don't even know how you made it.
So my leathery skin's a little bit extra pale, and I'm feeling slightly nauseous and skiff sick from the ride, but we make it there.
Yeah, and he
white knuckled holding onto the dash.
Oh yeah, and he just slams back on the throttle, just stopping it, and you just stop, and your face almost hits the front of the skiff. Right. Oh, we're here. We're still
and a miracle
alive.
It was.
Yes. Oh, this was so exhilarating. He like kind of puts a hand on your shoulder. Oh, this. Oh, I should volunteer for more of these. This was phenomenal.
You should, and you should do slightly more training there, soldier.
You think?
Your heart's in the right place, though.
I thought I did quite well. We didn't crash. We didn't run into any Imperials.
You did a great job.
This was wonderful. Okay. Oh, I am so happy. Oh, I can't wait. I did something for the rebellion that wasn't meaningless, like fixing a computer. Oh, this was wonderful. Right, well, off you go. I've got to get back. Probably more things to fix, but this was wonderful. All right, well, goodbye. And he kind of gives you a bit of a push out the door and kind of tosses your gear out to you.
Yeah, Kojimal steps down with a little bit unsteady legs, but...
And he kind of goes forward doing a bit of a J-turn, kind of smacks into a tree a little bit, and it's all right.
Kojimal jumps out of the way.
Yeah, it'll probably pull out. It's all right. and just like kind of takes off fast and just goes.
And Kojima just saying to himself, like, oh, I knew Salem was a good pilot, but now I know how good he is.
So you begin to kind of look, and you see, even through like the dense bush that you're in right now, there is a clearing not probably like a minute and a half away. Like just if you walk in, you can kind of see that some of the trees are going into like kind of a larger, kind of a glade. Walking in that direction, which I would kind of assume that you would.
Yeah, I'll just throw on my pack and sling the rifle over my shoulder and yeah, proceed in that direction.
And even before you get to the clearing, you feel a hand on your shoulder, seemingly out of nowhere. Spinning around, you see Ziktar. At least you're pretty sure it's Ziktar. It's not to be racist, but Fratics do kind of look alike, except for the 3 white lines indicating that he is the leader across his face.
Ah, friend. Kojima, you return.
Friend Ziktar, and I'll bow to him. It's the customary fashion from before.
And he bows. He also releases a pheromone, and the more you speak with him, and the more pheromones that have been released, you kind of get a judge that the pheromones released with these creatures indicates that it's almost an indication of emotion. So as he bows, and this really, you feel like it's like he's honoring you as you are honoring him, kind of a thing. But it's again done in a smell.
As a fellow creature of pheromone, Kojima, if there's any like contact between us, because I think the Weequay maybe do it not just like secreting a smell, but also like through contact. But I'll try anyway that the Weequay normally do it, to secrete my own pheromones to him just out of curiosity to see if he picks up on it. And same kind of thing, positive vibes basically.
Yeah. And you can tell like his mandibles begin to like excitedly like kind of almost vibrate back and forth, and he,
friend Kojima, you understand where we talk. I have 2 warrior here,
and again out of this thick bush, like 2 of these guys just materialize like out of nowhere, and it's just. It almost seems unnerving how quiet and silent these guys are, but sure enough, again, in the matte black carapace, 2 warriors come to you, and they kind of both, again, like place one arm across their right shoulder and kind of bow, again, releasing the same, like, it is an honor to meet you, kind of a pheromone. They stand up.
We stand ready.
And they kind of look to Ziktar. Clearly, they've been taking basic lessons off of this guy. Ziktar turns.
When your ship come, we have with us Bacta and them secrete special smell onto ship.
And as he finishes talking, sure enough, Celine basically comes into the glade. The glade is large enough for about 5 ships. Luckily, there's only 3 starfighters, so they kind of all 3 of them begin to touch down. The 2, both Asoge and Kavmarak, are kind of staying in their ships. Celine, I don't know what you want to do yourself, if you wish to hop out or whatnot have you.
Yeah, I'll jump out, and I'll, obviously having seen the Black Claw sort of greeting as well myself, I'll imitate that as best I can.
And Ziktar also bows to you, and you get this kind of like strange kind of heady aroma. It's like you're not really sure what it is. It's just a strange heady aroma. But again, like with these creatures, that they do exude different aromas, like different smells that are kind of tough to pick up, and especially for you being a kind of an alien that is best home in the water.
Mm-hmm.
The Ziktar, all of a sudden, like out of nowhere again, like out of this glade, like you see about 15 of these creatures kind of pop out, and these other two creatures coming out. He turns to you.
You, fishman. Saline. Yes.
That's right.
Do we all ship, or just you?
If you can do all of them, do all of them. If not, just do mine.
We can do all ship, but if you want extra smell, extra potent, only one ship.
Slap it on mine then.
Okay, then we do all ship, give you extra.
Thank you.
So they begin to, like, you see the Vratics, like, just the way they climb is just amazing. Like they just like quickly just shoot up on top of the of all three X-wings, just climbing up fast. The Nautilin, or at least the most vocal member of your squadron, kind of like is looking there, and you can see him talking, but he's trying to talk through a view glass or his canopy, and it's just not making any noise, and he's just mouthing. You can definitely tell he's saying, like, "What the hell are you doing, man? Get off of my ship, you know." And he's just kind of like putting his hands up in the air, and then just kind of giving up. The Derosian Kavmarak is just kind of sitting there, like, just waiting. Like, you can tell, like, he didn't bring any fucks to this entire mission. Like, he left all of his fucks at the base, and he's just like, whatever, man, just do it.
I like him already.
And as you see them, like, you see the Vratics picking up, the Black Claw Saboteurs are picking up the Bacta, and they're just pouring it all over the ship. And immediately you get this kind of scent. Like a scent you know what Bacta kind of smells like, but you've never smelled fresh. Like truly fresh Bacta, and it has this very powerful aroma. And the only aroma that I can possibly tell you of this fresh Bacta is if you've ever smelled extremely high quality tequila.
Yep.
It's this like you know what I mean? It's almost like, it almost tastes like, it smells like maple syrup. It's got this kind of strange, kind of like a heady aroma, and it's just like this agave and everything else. It smells like that. Like, it just hits you, and it's like, wow, you know, it smells quite delicious, and it's just this beautiful, like, and breathing in the Bacta itself, like, you feel like, damn, like, you feel good, and I'm assuming that, like, both you, Selena, and Kojamal are kind of nearby the ships, like, kind of near, you can kind of smell it. You both will gain 1 boost die for your next roll, whatever you want. I want you to write that down, because I'm going to forget it. Yeah, exactly. You don't want me to forget it. And so your next check, or whatnot have you, that'll be what it is.
Cool.
At this point, you're probably wondering what time it is. And at this point, as you see, the sun is actually beginning to kind of dip down in the sky. It's actually starting to get kind of late afternoon, early evening. The sun, I would say, as far as like horizons go with this planet, let's say it's probably around 7, 8 o'clock. The sun is still up, but it's only going to be up for maybe another hour.
Okay,
Maybe.
I'm going to lean into my X-wing, sort of reaching for the comms. I'll put it onto whatever standard encryption we use amongst ourselves in Havoc Squad, and then I'm just going to say, Mercer, situation report.
We're ready here.
I'm not going to answer because I have no idea what we're doing at the moment that this is happening, because we have time warped in our future now.
Okay, so at this point, right now everyone's caught up. So right now, at this juncture, yeah, because for the time it took for Kojamal to get to the clearing, for the time it took Celine to get to the clearing, because it again.
Plus, we did stuff in the base too before we left the base.
Exactly.
We had to wait for the Black Claw to slap their goop all over the ship.
Yeah,
exactly. So I mean, it takes a bit more. Like, it takes a lot more than like 10 minutes or 5 minutes for the Black Claws to like apply Bacta to an entire X-wing, let alone 3 X-wings, let alone the fact that there are only 5 guys working on each X-wing. So you're looking at actually more like somewhere around like 2-3 hours to get everything all sorted out and ready to go,
Yeah.
get the X-wings prepared.
And I
So,
said that we would rendezvous at 1400 hours, which would be 2 o'clock, but he said a couple hours, so we have really surpassed where our timeline is.
True. So I guess you had more time than originally was told to you.
Mm-hmm. So like I said, I'm not going to answer that because I have no idea if we're even alive at that time to even answer.
You guys can do more stuff.
You are.
You can do more stuff if you want.
Let's put it this way. At this juncture, when he just messaged you, Varric just put the thermal detonators, the disassembled thermal detonators, into his bag. You just hit the button.
My sense of time is gone berserk already. Okay.
That's all right. You're drunk. It's fine.
Oh, okay. News to me. Okay, so wow, we spent a lot of time in that one warehouse alone then, from my point of view.
Well, I mean, you guys can do more stuff before we contact you if you want to fill the time.
Well, I mean, you got to think too, like going through the manifest, trying to figure out how much, like the complement of everything, like figuring out, okay, what do we want to do as far as like getting the security in, getting the like basically calling out the security, saying you guys are little bitches, come get me or come get us, and then waiting for the security to actually arrive, getting the thermal detonators, finding out how many thermal detonators are in the crate, getting those thermal detonators into your bag, trying to put together those thermal detonators, but maybe holding off and then waiting for security.
Okay, so I'm not going to respond then, and because I'm trying to keep quiet and not want to, because I'm taking they're coming in because I could hear their armor kind of clapping on the ground.
Would it be feasible to say that, given our previous experiences, that we may have some way to quickly communicate that we're in like a situation of?
Oh, definitely. When you guys,
like a couple clicks on the thing, just to let them know, hey, we're
Well, when you guys all have personal communicators to each other. You guys got those when you first, like basically when you first got together. So I mean, to simply sit there and go, yeah, our situation is this. We have,
incoming hostiles.
Yeah, exactly. Even if you talk quietly, like no one's like
stand by.
Exactly. Yeah. So there is that option. I mean, if you don't want to communicate, that's fine. You don't have to communicate either. But I mean, you can talk quietly and say, hey, listen, you know what? Got some bad guys incoming.
Hostiles incoming. Can't speak.
Yeah. About to roll initiative. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll initiative, guys. No.
Okay. we're about to head and round up the birds.
I've also rendezvoused with the saboteurs for distraction.
We still don't know where the Bacta is. Over.
Okay, we'll hold here. Please advise when you have further information.
Okay. So as the camera now pans from both Celine and Kojamal and the 15 Black Claw saboteurs and one Nautilin and one very bored-looking DeRosian, it now settles on both Mercer and Varric, who are both kind of awaiting the entrance of the security forces, and they don't disappoint. You hear a slamming of fist on door, and you hear, "Open up! Open this door now. Make it easy on yourself."
with the loud noise that they're banging and saying that, I will pick up the, not to know if the equivalent, but it's probably the crowbar that would probably pry someone that box open with. And so that's going to be my melee weapon.
Okay. To be fair, if you had, like, I assume that you had brought weapons with you.
We did, but probably carrying them around town in the dress that we were at would be very highly suspicious for me because my gun's not that small.
That is true. But at the same time,
for me to have carried it concealed in my robes.
No, but it's not even that. The fact that he basically parked you guys right where you had to be,
right,
is you could have had your weapons with you and ready to go for to go. So you can have your weapons with you. That's why the only reason why I said you had to stash them underneath is because when you went into the city with a checkpoint, you're
I
not
kind of
holding
figured that I took them, but I just thought maybe physically, no, I shouldn't be taking them. I'm going to be walking around town not knowing where we're going.
Oh no. Yeah, you definitely have them.
Okay, then I have it. Then I will kind of go real low onto the ground, and I'll basically start aiming towards the door. So I'm laying flat with one of the boxes, and I'm just aiming right at the door.
Okay. How about you, Varric?
How high? My goal, like I said, is to move in, to get lost in the maze of crates, and if possible, to get up in a higher position and be laying flat.
Okay.
On like the second or third crate that's stacked.
Okay. So the crates are stacked about too high. You're looking at about about 12 feet. Each crate is about 6 feet high by about 5 feet wide. Basically 6 by 5 by 5. So I mean, it's a rather, they're big crates. So if you hop up, if you want to hop up 12 feet on the top of one crate, kind of sit there. There is a crate that's about 6 feet away from the actual door. So you can sit there, but you're you're 12 feet high and 6 feet
visible.
So you won't you won't really be seen. Given the fact that again it's 5
from
feet.
the angle.
Yeah. So if you squish down, no one's gonna go. Like the first thing someone's gonna do is not gonna go.
Right.
Hey, there's an assassin up there. The first thing they're gonna do is that they're gonna look up and they're gonna look exactly where that computer was. So there is that. Now also with you, Mercer, are you going to be directly by the computer, kind of waiting? You're going to be taking cover behind crates.
In my description, I was behind a crate, so I'll be
Cool. Just
eye view of the door straight forward with the crate probably 1 or 2 behind. Not worried about range except for clear to the door. And when I ready my gun, I'm going to say on my mark.
Okay, awesome. I just, like I said, again, just want to double check. Okay, so what we'll do is, so door gets booted in, cracks open. You see 3 stormtroopers kind of pop in, and one takes immediately shoots off around the left corner, one immediately shoots off around the right corner, one immediately kind of points ahead. Right now, let's see. What was it again? Sorry, guys. Just give me 1 second here. Oh yeah, okay. So it was right. Okay, so all they see is just emptiness. As a matter of fact, you guys were so still that the lights even went dark for a moment because they didn't detect movement. And as the 3 stormtroopers moved in, all of a sudden the lights flicked on. Stormtroopers kind of look around. they look at the computer, realize that the computer is actually basically back into standby mode. The glass keyboard is now blank again. You see one of them kind of like tap the side of his helmet. Probably just another screw up. Let's get a technician in here. Okay. Yeah, we'll have one in 5 minutes. Okay. I think we're done here. We'll head back to the garrison. So you see them kind of like they lower their weapons down to their chests and kind of looking around again some more. The one in the lead, the one in the center, kind of facing left or facing down, straight down the center of the warehouse, kind of shakes his head. Kind of
fire, and I fire right when he does that. He's walking out, like already. Boom! I'm gonna go ahead and shoot him.
I've never done this before. Ever, as a GM. Are you sure you want to do this?
You already had made communication back, and everything's fine. He already did the whole communication that everything was fine. Technician, 5 minutes, okay.
Okay, just checking. All right then. Everybody, well, not everybody. So I just need you, Mercer, Varric, and the Stormtroopers to roll for initiative.
And since it's probably on my go, I basically have my cool.
Sailor, we might get that call to assist sooner than we expect.
Yeah, I hear you.
What? It was logical. They made their call.
Hey man, I'd have done the same, man.
And we needed
Would
to
you?
do.
Really? Oh man, I would have just sat there and waited for.
Well, we needed their outfits.
The
We needed their cards. We needed all that stuff. That's the reason why we even did it to begin with. Is because we needed their paperwork, their
access. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a technician coming though.
Yeah, they
That's
have a
even
technician.
better.
They have a
That's
technician.
even better.
Yeah, but if
After we
they take
destroy
these guys
them,
out quickly, the technician's still coming.
yeah. 5
Is,
minutes. How long is this battle going to be? 6 to 12 seconds?
I'll say, don't tell me Varric can't take out a stormtrooper in like 5
And
minutes.
most
I love it.
While
I love
Matt's
it.
has been squeezing the
And
trigger.
hold on. And
This is
most
what I was hoping
technicians
was gonna
won't
happen.
come in at 5 minutes. It'll take them 10, 15 minutes.
Well, yeah, the fight itself is going to be over in a minute or two.
Yeah,
one way or the other. Good or bad, it's going to be over. But initiative, is that a straight roll or is there like difficulty?
Straight roll.
Straight roll.
There's a straight roll.
But I mean, I go first because I'm doing the fire, and then he was going to react on my fire. So I guess
go for it.
After we do the order. All right. So. All right, when he's doing that, switching to stun, because I saw they have laminate armor on, and 2 and 1. Okay, so we go. And what would be their difficulty to hit?
Oh, I mean, they're pretty much relaxed at this point. So, if you want to hit them, by all means, I'd say it'd be a difficulty of 2, if that.
Okay. Sure. That's 2 and 1. Let's go ahead. All right, so that's going to be 9, 10, 11 points of stun damage.
Stun. Okay, so he's out. So one stormtrooper, like you just up and fire, and just the stun just hits him, and you see the one stormtrooper in the center, the one that was aiming down the center, all of a sudden just kind of like his muscles contract, and he just kind of falls and hits the ground. The other 2 stormtroopers kind of freak out, and you hear one calling out, "We're under attack!" and he begins to he kind of points in the direction of where it was fired, and fires at you, which is. Okay. So he fires, tings off of one of the crates of explosives, even realizing that it's explosives. He kind of hesitates a little bit and realizes he doesn't want to hit the crate, but when he tings off, it ricochets and takes a chunk out of the crate, kind of exposing where you are. So the next guy is going to have a much easier time of firing. So next up is Varric. What do you want to do, bud?
So basically, as we had worked out, once Mercer fires, I'm going to jump up, flip somersaulting off the crate, and begin charging towards the third stormtrooper.
Okay, so right now there are two stormtroopers. There's one that's facing, that's pointing his weapon down to was pointing his weapon down to the right. He kind of spun it around. That's the one that's closest to you. The one that's furthest away kind of like snuck around kind of pointed out to the left and is pointing his weapon in the direction of like where the computer is and kind of like a little place where like the warehouse workers would kind of be working around.
And also, you said that Mercer is exposed at the moment.
Mercer's a lot more exposed right now because they just took a chunk, just fired a chunk out of the crate.
So as I flip down and see this, and I begin charging towards their position, I want to employ one of my new abilities.
Okay.
And use misdirect to basically make it so that the stormtrooper that's aiming for him can no longer see Mercer.
Nice. So can you roll? I guess you'd roll a force die for that. See if it works.
Let's see how it works. Let me double check here. Misdirect. Yeah, basically, yes.
Okay, so that doesn't quite go to plan.
Okay, so, but my options here, when
Unless you want to use it.
Force power check, basically it says that it's generates no force. However, the dark side offers easy power. You may use that dark side point to generate one additional. Basically, I can roll again.
Okay.
And basically, that gives me, in addition to those generated by the regular force point, the consequences, of course, are.
Join the dark side.
Yeah.
I
also have to flip a destiny point.
Do it. Good. It's good.
I just click on it to flip it, correct?
Yep. There you go. Reroll that. Hopefully it works out.
Well, from what I understand that it's saying...
Oh, it just automatically becomes light?
Well, let me see.
Yeah, you just convert it
to
a light.
Convert it, but you
take
also
the conflict.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotta remember, though,
and it suffers
strain and conflict.
Yeah.
That's right. It's 2 strain, isn't it?
1.
1? Okay.
1 strain. 1 strain per black destiny.
Gotcha.
And I only need the 1, so. So basically, what happens is that he's unable to perceive Mercer at this point.
Okay.
You cannot see or sense him at all.
So they can only see and sense you.
Yes, that is the short of it.
Okay. So Now, as they just kind of stare the direction, they, you see the one stormtrooper like, why did I even, what? But then you come down and there you are. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. There's, so they kind of want to be disappointed.
It will only affect one target, and that's why I chose the one that was originally drawn down on him.
Yeah, the center storm. No, not the center stormtrooper, because he's passed out. The one stormtrooper on the left doesn't even know anything about Mercer at all.
Right.
The one on the right now knows that it's just you there. So now it's Mercer's turn.
Okay. And let's go. And okay, so what would be easier, the one on the right or left to hit in this junction that he got? He got in the way probably of the left or the right one, so the left would be more exposed to me. Correct?
Exactly. You got it.
All right. So, and the difficulty for him is 2 plus anything or no? Just 2?
Just 2.
Okay. And here we go. Ooh. All right, this is going to be an easy Destiny die to do this one. So it's going to be 10 points of stun damage on the one. But because he was probably more ready for a fight, and he was not wearing me, he was probably facing the one that was looking. He buckles up, and he actually fires at his buddy as he's kind of like being ready to fall. And the Destiny die, or the advantage is actually, or is that what it's called? It's not called advantage.
You talking about the triumph? Because the triumph,
not the triumph. That is the triumph that he basically
he shot his buddy.
And the advantage, that's what I'm looking for, goes towards Varric for his next check.
Okay, so his muscles tense up, and he just, as he goes to turn, and he actually fires his blaster rifle and knocks him out. The other one gets shot, and actually we'll just screw it.
Base damage.
Yep. So I'll go one of these. Oh, just base damage?
Yeah, just base damage, and if he has.
Okay, so the other guy is shot. He's damn near out. Like he's down to just one. He's on the ground, and he's hurting real bad. At that point, you see 2 more stormtroopers come in. One is holding a light repeating blaster, and he sees Varric, and he just opens up. So no, wait, it's that one. Okay. So basically, damn. He does, as he just looks at you and sees you standing there, he just opens up, and it goes, it rattles left and right, but he's so close to you that it's almost impossible for him to miss. And sure enough, he does not miss at all. He does so 11 points of damage as he just. Oh no! Wait, I'm sorry. He does 16 points of damage as he just stitches straight up with this light repeating blaster. And the other stormtrooper basically just gets ready to turn and fire basically at what they now see. They can now see Mercer. At least these 2 guys can. So Mercer, you are up.
I thought there was only one guy left.
No, see, you guys could only see 3.
Oh, okay. So now there's a 4th one, right?
And a 5th one.
And a 5th one. All right.
So basically 2 guys just came through. One guy with a light repeating blaster that just stitched up Varric and gave him a really shitty morning. And another one that just came in and can actually see you from the angle because he popped in where the other guy on the left fell, so he can now see you. Yeah.
Okay. And it's now my turn?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And now I am going to turn on my own ability, and I'm going to move from one crate to the other crate in a sidestep motion using sidestep. And now basically I have all incoming range attacks to me is now upgraded the difficulty from a purple to a red when firing upon me.
Okay.
And I will then shoot the first one through the door again, if that is what he was coming, if that's where they came from. And
okay, so basically the one with the light repeating blaster that just like basically blaster whooped Varric.
yeah, and he might be taken care of, and I don't want to do not 10 points minimum to something who's already going to be dead. I guess I could. Yeah, I might as well just take him out. And so he had 2 before. 1, 2. Just. And let's see here. Yeah, so that's going to be 9 points of damage on stun on the one with the light repeating.
Stun.
Yeah, stun damage, no soak involved.
Okay. Yeah, so the 9 damage, like he just his body locks up, and the light repeating blaster hits the ground as he hits the ground, passed out. Stormtrooper, the one Stormtrooper kind of sees where you hit and tries to shoot at you, Mercer. And sorry, you said I got to upgrade 1 difficulty die, right?
Don't I get a turn?
Oh. Sorry, everything just kind of went silly for a second there. Because you know why? Because I'm an idiot and I skipped you, Varric. I'm very, very sorry.
No problem.
So you know what? It's your turn right now.
Now I want to double check, because I've never been this damaged. Is there any kind of negative, or as long as I have positive health, I'm still up and I can act?
Yeah, as long as you have positive health, I mean, you're still good to go. I mean, obviously you're pretty messed up right now.
Flip down off the crate, begin charging these 3, and I instinctively feel the danger of Mercer being exposed, and not even consciously I reach out with this, new ability. I just feel this concern and basically cloak him from the sight. And then I'm greeted by the sight of these 2 coming through the door, the one opening up as the first few strikes miss, and then they begin hitting my body. My body registers each impact, blood splatters, and I stumble and fall, but my momentum continues, and I want to use that to somersault and come up and bring my blade for a strike at the last one by the door.
Okay. So, make your attack. It'll be a difficulty of 2. The one with the light repeating blaster that hit you is passed out. Right now, there's only 1 Stormtrooper left. Because,
that's the one that I'm taking a swing at.
Okay.
So, let's see. Check. And I'm taking a strain for the boost die to my attack for my natural Arcanian ability.
Definitely. Yeah, no, if you want to, add a strain, definitely. Because, I mean, you're hurt real good.
Wow. I'll take that. 3 successes, 3 advantage, and 1 light side point, which I can use for another success or advantage.
That's quite all right. Yeah, I would definitely say that he's out like a light. Actually, he's not out like a light. He's fricasseed. The man's filleted.
Yeah. So basically, I'm running full speed. I get struck. I stumble and I roll and I come up in a leap, and I just bring my blade, aiming for the neck as best I can, where the armor is, and basically his head still in the helmet goes rolling.
And he's done. And the last stormtrooper basically falls. And we are now out of initiative order as you just totally messed the guy up. And then
and I just want to add that as I finish my roll after I move the head, I basically fall down to my knees, holding the blade in one hand and resting my hand and forehead against the wall.
Nice. And as you feel the pain, the sting of these blaster rounds that have hit you, you can hear the blood just roaring in your ears and in your head. Just you can feel the pain, but even from your training, you have known to shrug it off. But it is so much pain, so much injury, that your body is having a very tough time to get that sorted out. At that point, with oh wow, there you go, Mercer. You actually saved someone. You literally saved someone. If you had not rolled what you had rolled, just to let everyone know, what I like to do is I like to roll the duty rules beforehand. And in Age of Rebellion, when your party each has a duty rating, you have a certain amount of it, and duty is basically what you do for the rebellion, and basically kind of like club points. So after a certain amount of club points, you get a reward. Every time you roll, everyone has an allotted amount of duty points. You roll. If it falls into a number of one of the individuals, then they get extra stuff. If they roll doubles, like Gabe or Mercer did, he rolled a 33, which falls into his. It's double numbers, and sure enough, he got extra life or extra wounds for everyone in the party. So literally, he just saved Varric's life. So kudos to you, and it's a good thing too. And at that moment, the breathing, the stormtroopers that are now like piled like cordwood, kind of lay before you. I think at this moment, we're actually going to end it off. Just in such a sense that I think it's kind of a perfect spot. Everything is ready to go. You guys have basically kicked the hornet's nest. Not sure where I heard that one from, but you kicked the hornet's nest, and it's almost ready to go. And I'm not going to lie to you. Hornets are pricks. They're the pricks of the insect world. Wasps are assholes, but hornets are pricks. So
proton torpedoes solve everything.
Well, we'll see about that.
We're just very efficient. We provided our own distraction.
One thing before we actually do finish that is, if he's not on the ground hurting, like on the ground, I will actually, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm like kneeling,
Varric's
resting against the wall. Yeah,
But is he on the ground? Is what I'm saying.
I'm not passed out. I'm still conscious and able to move.
All right.
But
well
I'm
then,
like bad off.
I don't know. I just know that he got hit, but there's a gun, a big one, and repeating, right there at his feet.
So you're not gonna help him out. You're just gonna grab the repeating blaster.
I'm gonna grab the rapine. If he needs to be carried, he's standing. He didn't need to. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
You're kind of a jerk. Just gonna say there, Mercer. You're kind of a
right
jerk.
there on his feet.
You're kind of a jerk. It's like, ooh, I could save my buddy, but there's loot. Hang on.
Wait. He doesn't need saving. He's not on the ground. That's what I was asking.
Okay, let me put it this way. If you have a look at the in-game chat, but I believe, memory serves me correctly, Dennis just said, if it wasn't for the fact that you actually had scored what you scored in the duty, he would be dead. So literally those 2 hit points would just, like, you literally just saved his life by those 2 hit points.
Yeah, I'd be a 0 right now if not.
He'd be dead. DED dead. Pretty
If
sure
that wall wasn't there, he wouldn't be standing still.
Yeah, exactly. But no, that's totally cool. That's totally cool. And I can totally understand you guys want to you guys want to grab the stuff that you want to grab.
Well, he may not even know the extent of being behind me.
Exactly. And if anyone were to have a look at the bodies, which I assume that would be the next thing you do before you drag them off, you do find like a few stim packs that can heal up Varric just a little, not all the way, just a little, and that'll help you kind of give you a bit of an assist on that. But regardless of that, we're going to go to outros as it is starting to get very late, which is really surprising. So I had a wonderful time. This was really exciting. I thought I was about to have my first player kill in Star Wars, but luckily enough, it just didn't happen. Thank goodness. So that being said,
that easily.
Yeah, it was close though. Come on. It was a little bit of brown trousers time for you. Exactly. So we're gonna head it off to actually at first Varric. Varric, if you want to do your outro, plug anything you want, and give her.
I had a great time tonight, thanks to our GM and my fellow players. No channel of my own to plug, just OSG, Tides of Change. Check them out. Oh, and yeah, most of these guys here, well, a couple of these guys have their own YouTube channels. Check those out as well.
Definitely. Next up, Kojamal, Devin, if you want to give your intro and your outro, and plug all your awesome stuff, that'd be pretty sweet. Thanks.
Yeah, so apologies for the daylight savings time confusion there. I'll be sure to check that more carefully next time. But yeah, I'm Dev from What the Dice YouTube channel, and yeah, I had a great time, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the shit hit the fan in the next session. And thank you everyone for watching and for voting. It's going to be a good one next time.
Oh hell yeah, I cannot wait for that. Especially when the X-Wing fighter bit comes in. All right, next up we got Mercer. Mercer, give us your outro on that, bud.
Hey everybody, this is KB. I want to thank everybody for playing. I play Mercer the Prick. Especially when he doesn't know his teammates how badly he's hurt. And I want to thank everybody for watching, and to stay tuned and keep in contact, and we will see you next time.
I just want to say real quick in your defense, you did just see me decapitate someone, so that's not usually a sign of someone that's about ready to die.
That is legit. That is totally legit. And finally, Unmasked. We have John. John, if you could plug all the things and outro all the things.
Okay, I've been John from Red Dice Diaries playing Celine Naval. Looking forward to getting my X-Wing fly on next session. I'm waiting for the signal, which, given these guys' sort of past experience, is probably going to be a large warehouse exploding in a huge fireball. So I'm looking forward to that. Thanks to Mike for running in and for everyone for playing. I've had a great time during the session. Can't wait for the next one.
Awesome. And again, thank you for all of you who are watching, if not now, later on. I hope you guys had as fun of a time as I did. I didn't realize all the crazy stuff that they were going to throw at me, especially the tide change, but you know what? It was pretty sweet. As always, I have a great time. Please check out What the Dice, check out Red Dice Diaries, check out all the channels that you possibly can. Get on the OSG, get on the Tides of Change role-playing game club, especially the Tides of Change. It's so much fun, and you will meet a lot of incredible people. Like, I've been fortunate enough to meet all of these incredible people. So please, by all means, go check them out. Go check out the OSG, the One Shot group. They're also a really fun group. Check out the Absolute Tabletop group. Check out everything if you can. I mean, you want to get into, expand your horizons, and have a great time. But until then, this is Mike the Piper, and all of these awesome people, all of my lucky players that I'm lucky to be playing with. Everyone, peace out and get inspired.